Jeff speaking.
Hi, Jeff. Do you ship sheep to Australia?
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. We don't ship our sheep. Pavlova, jet boats, even actors, yes, but no, not sheep.
Well, I want some new carpet, and I heard New Zealand wool was the best.
Sure is, bro.
Drouin keeping the contest, but if Moe blow them away quickly, she's going to be a long afternoon for Drouin.
Certainly will be. Ed Morris, one of the stars of the competition. He'll be one of the good performers for the Hawks. He's big this afternoon. He will start in the middle of the ground. Of course, their captain, Salter, will be in there as well. And as we said, we're about to get underway. It is round 6 for the Gippsland League. It is at Ted Summit in the reserve this afternoon. It is Gippsland Live. All thanks, of course, to our major sponsor, Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. You can receive up to $300 back in Harvey Norman gift cards when you purchase a selected Samsung. It is from your local Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland store. Moe will kick towards the South Street end of the ground and Drouin towards the city end of the ground. And the big tap goes first to Harris. Quick handball out there, what's the Parado?
He's too fast, he's too quick. This is where the defensive side of the Drouin side. Make sure you arm across, make sure play like his first 10 yards is the quickest in the competition by a mile.
Well, this will be the quickest. That took 10 seconds.
Draw to bring the ball back in. Moe with a nice little push forward. Target. This will be the big fella in the third for Moe. Draw at ground level. Moving the ball quite nicely from half back towards half forward. Nice mark taken. Thought about giving it off to the big fella, and I speak of Matt Stevens. He plays on quickly now. Nice take too, and he gives it to McFan. His left foot kick goes inside forward 50. But it's the big fella for Moe. He's not ready for taking the ball. He goes short anyway, and Moe now has got the ability to change direction, keep possession, and they've got plenty of room in which to wheel.
Stanlake was the one on the far side, goes in towards Parado. On the wing area, he has it. Slows things up. Waits for an option to present, decides to go out wide. He finds a teammate out there, and that looks to be, was it McLeod? Kick goes towards half forward. Drouin got some good numbers. There's a free kick going back there to, and it's Big Bethune who will take the free kick on the half-back flank for the Hawks.
He just got held by the arm there, Scud, so just a silly free kick there.
So he looks to come inboard. The target there, big crunch. That was... McKellar was the one who got dumped. They swing off the handball, nicely done. Run from McFan, he lost the football. Moe swoop on it, here's McLeod. That was Seppi, sorry. Handball back to Coxedge. Kick towards half forward, here's Long again. Can't quite mark it, ground level Kingy. Had a handball, now goes over the top to Fraser, who couldn't get a handle on it. Blazer comes the other way, Olsen was there. Blazer goes again, got driven into the ground. Hawks are desperate around this one. Here's Kingy, this is Clayton. Squeezes the handball out wide to a teammate in Collins, who can kick it onto the wing, finds a teammate in Toddy Beck. He goes towards half forward. His target goes over the top of Bethune's head. Oh, he got some numbers. Tries to step around inboard. That was
Van Dyke looking for Stanlake. Both beaten to the, or by the boundary. About 60 metres out from Drouin's goals. 3 minutes in first quarter. The one behind the Moe. Putting up in front.
Yeah, they've scripted it really well. I've said play it ugly, and they really are. They're playing really good one-on-one footy at the moment, John.
They are too. Simon Harris contests the ruck. Ball tied in at the moment. Umpire lets it go. Nicely done by Coxedge. Can he find a way through? He can't. Quick kick forward by Drouin, in fact. Did it go 10? Maybe not, but the mark's been taken. 65 out. Drouin into attack. They'll kick towards the top of the square. One-on-one contest. reckon that was Stanlake that flew high. In fact, it was Kelsey that flew high, couldn't take the mark. Quick kick forward and out of the danger zone. It hits the boundary, and there'll be a boundary throw in. So, Drouin, well, I know it's only 3 minutes in, but I like what I'm seeing at the minute, given what we anticipated we might see.
Yeah, they're forcing errors. They're forcing Murray to make some errors.
Front spot was Harris, tapped it straight down. Oh, he couldn't take advantage of it though. Working hard with the Drouin ruckman in Collins. The handball comes back though. Kicked around the body for the Lions. They get to the wing area. Sweeping inboard they come. Goes over the top. Here they run. Don't argue from Tommy Long. Gets a handball out to Jacob Wood. He's got Blazer on. Decides to handball over the top. Here's Grady Coxhead. Can he just pick it up? It's Hayden Prestige in the end. He got dumped. Didn't have the football. Blazer goes in, gives away a free kick. And Drouin will win that one through Clayton Kingy.
They attempt to go short. Cut off at the pass, though. Nicely done by Manuel. Couldn't take the ball cleanly. Dispossessed. Play on to call. Nicely done. Good work. Jacob Wood gives ground. Keeps possession. Seppi on the left foot. Round the top of the square. Nicely taken. Good mark by Jacks. Number 19, Christian Jacks, right in front of goal. The man that our friend Nick Lucchino said would kick 10 plus today has got a perfect opportunity to open up the scoring in a big way for Moe and get his first.
That's just what you want to do. You want your forwards to be playing in front. It was a quick kick in, and he played in front. He's a big unit, and it's going to be a long afternoon for the Drouin backs if this guy can keep going this way.
So Jacks now 10 metres out directly in front, basically, boom, straight through the middle. Good start for the Lions. We've played 5 minutes. The first major score.
I just think that it took them a little bit to shrug off Drouin to get their first goal. But Drouin, they're playing that really inside game, really trying to make it hard for Moe to play that quick style of footy they like to play.
And on the LV Falkers scoreboard, we've played 5 minutes, and it's a 7-point lead to Moe. Moe kicking all the scores so far. 1-1-7 to Drouin, yet to score.
Fox Lucchino, the yellow balloon has surfaced again. He had it in the pre-game. He's got it back again. Not sure what he's doing, but anyway. Ball is back in the middle of the ground. Taking the focus off it, I think. As Collins goes up. Give that tap to Collins. Did well in the second effort. Then shrugged one tackle. Got dumped in the second. And Big Harris just put him down. And we'll do it again. Right in the middle of the ground. 5.5 minutes gone. 7-point margin. Squeezing kick out there from Moe. They get it to centre half forward. Coming the other way there was Charlie Wangs. Got a handball over to a teammate in Kingy, and he lowers the eyes and finds it.
McKellar.
It is on the far side. Good work there, Poppy. Kick goes towards the wing area. It wasn't touched. They'll play that mark. As Drouin are on the wing, they get it towards half forward. Chelsea, though, leads the charge. Got a toe poke on it. Allowed Drouin to come in. Here's Salter, gave a handball across. There might be a free kick over the shoulder for Drouin on the bottom of that pack. And I tell you what, the reason why we're struggling with the Drouin numbers at the moment, they've got yellow backs with white numbers on them. And they are nearly impossible to see.
So the ball inside Drouin's forward 50. Nicely done by Biffin. Gave it off down teammate. Danced around a couple. Good work from defensive 50. It was Stanlake that edged the ball towards left half back flank. And they've got the numbers, Moe, but can they get some room to move? They can't really. The pack of Drouin players are making it difficult. Kick forward. He's cut off at the pass by Drouin. And it was Miller, who is one of many players around the ball at the moment, fighting hard. But as soon as Moe gets some room to move, they look pretty dangerous. 2-on-1 contest. Cut off it was by the big fella for Drouin at the moment, and that could have been right. And
free kick,
although they contested hard, the free kick will actually go Moe's way to Tom Long, who from outside 50 will threaten but won't make the distance towards the goals. Goes short. The kick didn't look great off the boot and wasn't. And now Drouin have got the chance to ease. Seppi handballs out. They give ground over the top. And they find a teammate in McLeod. He dances around one, dispossessed. Holding the ball, I would have thought, yeah, good tackle. And that goes the way of Caddy, Nick Caddy, of defensive 50, goes short.
Caddy gets it over the top. Olsen was there. He gave a quick handball on, then was smothered. It goes over for a boundary throw in. And, well, Van Dyke just stepped over the top of his Drouin opponent there in McKellar. And he didn't like it, so we'll have a boundary throw in through centre wing. Harris at the front spot. Ball goes to the back. Blazer tried to kick it off the ground in midair. Didn't get a good purchase on it. Ball's still bobbling around out there on the wing area. The umpire will ball it up. 8 minutes gone. It's all Moe, 1-1-7. They lead it by 7 points.
Scarred half-back line of Drouin is well on top at the moment, I believe.
So Harris contests the ruck, ground level, taking the ball with Maslin. Couldn't find a way through. And now a good tackle laid means right in front of the TRFM commentary position. Campbell Jolly, the last player to get up to Drouin with the ball. We'll pass it to the umpire, and we'll have another go at it. Harris, too big. Then the ruck hit the first tap of the ball. Goes searching for Parado, bottom of the pack. But again, Drouin around the ball, around the contest, providing some good muscle, a good physical contest for them at least. I reckon on that occasion, getting his hand to the ball was the big fella in William Collins. And they go for it inside forward 50, back in the pack. Their first opportunity. No, unfortunately, giving the free kick away could have been Matt Stevens. And it'll find Charlie Rennett to go short. They've got a couple of numbers. They can go inboard or outboard. They go inboard where they find Biffin with a bit of room.
He goes on the 45 to Blazer. Comes to the near side where Stanlake has it. To slow things up. Paul Carter will get number 21 out there for Drouin. We're not too sure who is. If you can do a little bit of homework, is Stanlake went backwards to Van Dyke. They're just holding on to the football, the Lions. They're still in their defensive 50. Biffin decides to go off the middle of the ground to find Baldy. Quick handball off to the run of Seppi. Goes to centre half forward. 2-on-1. And the 2 wins. And that was a nice mark in the end. It was taken by Bethune, who clears it out to the far side. Finds Caddy on the far wing area. Comes inboard to Beck. Couldn't quite mark it. Good spoil. Caddy followed it up. Now a quick Collins tried to come in and help, but Seppi steps around one. Gets back onto the left foot. Goes towards the pocket area. Leading the charge out there is a big fella in Bethune. And coming in quickly there was Jacks, who won the footy in the end. Just quickly gave it up to a teammate in opposition in Taylor. And then Bethune again was able to kick around his body and find a teammate on the far side. And that's Eddie Morris.
Yeah, look like Bethune's playing the spare man back. Sorry, Paul.
According to the book, Stephen Wright's number 21, not number 48.
Yeah, thanks for that, Paul Carter. For the listeners at the game, adjust your footy record as Drouin go inboard now. And they're not scared to move the ball around, and nor should they be. Although that handball from the half-back line from Drouin was pretty poor, put his teammate under pressure. To apply a bit of extra pressure was Cameron Manuel. They go inside forward 50, but they've been busy, this Hawk side. They get the feeling they're just hanging on, but they are doing it quite nicely. Defensive 50. They do the old 1-2. No, nearly ran into trouble. And I speak of McKellar, who fed it off quickly. They've shot around 4 or 5 handballs, and they've looked pretty neat doing it. McFan on the end of it goes inside forward 50. And finds a teammate all by his lonesome. And that player is back to kick to the top of the square. And here we go, boys. An opportunity to register their first score and get within a point. 11 minutes into this first quarter. Moe at 1-1. Drouin yet to score.
I'm really impressed with McMahon. He's got a beautiful left foot. That's probably his third or fourth kick that's hit a target each time. And just under pressure, he was good enough just to find the ball inside the back and back into him really quick.
So Sam Pratt, 25 metres out, basically directly in front, must kick this goal. Length back on it, and he's got it, pretty happy with it too. And the Hawks boys, who started this one long odds, all of a sudden got themselves within a point, 11 and a half minutes first quarter, Nick.
That's the that half-back line again from Drew, and they really worked it well. And I think with Bethune down there helping out as a spare man, just gave them that opportunity for that rebound footy. So their half-forward line of Moe got to start taking a little bit more of accountability here.
1 point margin, 12 minutes into the first quarter. LB Forklifts scoreboard, Moe 117, Drouin 1 goal straight, 6.
So the ball comes back to the middle again, and doing the ruck duties now for Drouin. Looks to be Bethune, who had a good start to it. He got a good piece of it. Olsen was there, quickly wrapped up in a Stanlake tackle, and that's holding the ball, they reckon. And Stanlake has it in the middle of the ground.
He's been pretty busy, hasn't he?
Yeah, plays on. Comes towards the near side, comes to right foot into it.
Oh,
the leading target.
What?
I tell you what, there's Harris on a lead. If you don't mind, the big ruck on the rest of the forward. We'll
that
go
was
back.
like a bullet.
Yep, 45 metres out, and a great kick by Stanlake. The tackle was at their box.
Yeah, I don't think he had an opportunity at all. So he was a bit unlucky with that one there, but well done to Stanlake with that beautiful kick inside.
So Harris will have to kick this about 50 metres. He skips to about 49, puts it on its way. Is it come back enough? It's going to hit the upright or land short. It lands short in the end. Clayton Kingy was there for the Eagles to get one over the top to Beck. Back to the run. Beck just missed the handball, so he has to go backwards now to a teammate. Kick around the body there was from Ryan Taylor. They're under pressure. Fraser quickly gave it off to a teammate. They get it close to the boundary line. Ball's still in the field of play. Now it goes over, and we'll have a boundary throw in. 13 and a half minutes gone. It's a 1 point margin in this first quarter. Moe lead at 5 point.
Yeah, Moe just playing into their hands a little bit too. I think that just that direct style of play that Moe like to play is being held up by Drouin's ability to tackle.
I reckon they're a bit too eager, aren't they? A bit too eager at the minute, Moe, but they're looking for a big result. Lachlan Rock is beaten to the boundary, right on the intersection of Ford 50 and boundary, outer side of the ground, as the Moe side are kicking to the right of your radio, and Drouin obviously going to the scoreboard end or the left. Ball thrown back in, contesting the ruck, well done. Big Ben Morrow got a paw on it. Todd Beck cleared the area, only as far as Scott Van Dyke, outer side wing, gives ground, keeps possession. Declan Kelty wants to give it off, looks up forward, no, doesn't burn it, leads on, doesn't find the target. Drouin have got numbers at the fall of the ball, and they ease the pressure, or do they? Fighting hard was for Drouin, was Salter, but he couldn't clear the ball at the moment. He's still in Moe's forward 50 area. He was tackled by a number, and the umpire will come in, ball this up.
So Harris takes the ruck duties on top of the 50, clears the congested area. Beck's been working hard, squeezes the handle over the top now to Olsen. His quick kick goes into the centre square. Drouin got some numbers in there. Now Moe closed quickly on them. And under enormous pressure with McSpann, Jacob Wood swooped on it, squeezed the handle out towards Maslin, who drives it inside forward 50 again. He's got to sit again, the big ruckman, and he takes another mark, and this is Harris again causing some real concern, Box.
This is the luxury that they've put. Morrow started on the bench. He swaps, he goes deep forward, Harris goes forward. Drouin just don't have the height. So Moe just up the field needs to start maybe lifting their eyes a little bit and use your big targets that you've got down forward. It's happened now. It's a beautiful kick. Let's see what he can do with this one.
Well, they lead it by a point. There's no breeze to speak of here on your Saturday afternoon. Great to have your company wherever you might be. And this is a good round 6 clash of the opening quarter for LV Forklifts and Gippsland Wackanoisin as Harris pushes it. Doesn't quite make the distance. Front and square. Numbers there. Olsen tried to tap it to Kingy. Does so. Kingy had to kick it off the ground. Let a teammate come in and pick it up. Couldn't do so. Now Taylor picks it up. Good tackle by Moe. They call holding the ball. Did they pay the advantage? Well, they're lucky because Jacks wanted the goal. The umpire said, no, we'll bring it back and we'll reward the tackler. And it will go in the way of Moe's Lachlan Reese down there in the tight pocket, kicking towards the hills end of the ground. Runs around, gets onto the right boot, snap around the body, pushes it, and it's through for a minor score.
I think that probably, correct me if I'm wrong, there's a lot of ticks at the moment for Drouin from the coach's side of things. He'll be sitting there going, we've had a lot of little good wins here, something that he's going to be able to talk about at quarter time. They've just got to continue it on for the next 10 minutes of this quarter.
1-2-8, the Moe scored. Drouin 1 goal straight 6. That's the LB Forkers scoreboard. 16 minutes played.
Okay, Clayton Kingy to bring the ball back in and does so. Finds a teammate in Bethune, outer side of the ground. Along the line he goes, outer side wing, kick off the boot, paw, and a play on the full. As he went searching for Jack Fraser, or in fact Fraser may have been the player with the ball, and the free kick will go Moe's way. So they've had enough opportunities, probably haven't made the Drouin side pay. That one's been called back. So player with the ball at the moment looks to be Van Dyke, Scott Van Dyke, left half forward flank. He looks up forward. There's not a lot of movement, but there's a lot of yellow jumpers there, and I reckon they've kicked right to one of them. Yeah, they've matched up well. They've flooded back nicely. Now they play on quickly, and they've found their way through. They've done it patiently through Salter. Defensive 50, looks left, looks right, goes left, risky kick. Can he find a teammate? He can. That teammate is Caddy. Plays on quickly. Does he want to get around the player on the mark? He does. Got himself into trouble and then out of trouble momentarily. I tell you what, they're playing with fire. They're going to get their fingers burnt.
They will.
Comes the bloke, the fireman, I reckon. It's going to be Ferraro, who ducks in quickly. He's been bandaged up. The ball spills around the half-forward line. Can they edge it forward? They can. A banana kick forward by Reese. Top of the square. Guess what? All yellow again, and off they go.
Yeah, they do, and they sweep the handle over to Collins. They get it out to Clayton Kingy on his defensive 50. Had to kick around the body in the end, get it to the wing area. Numbers are in favour of Maslin back there, but Hawks did well. Goes inboard to Morris, got one over the shoulder, and will win himself a free kick on the wing area.
Down back, that spare man's really hurting Moe at the moment, and they're playing straight into their hands.
But Eddie Morris has it on the wing for the Hawks. They trail by 2 points. Got told to play on, comes backwards to Kingy. And now Kingy just slows it up, spears a pass back out. It's going to be turned over though. And it's going to be Baldy who picked it off. Gave a handball across now to a run. They've got some numbers in board. Here's Morrow. The chain up through Baldy now to Grady Coxedge. Kicks towards half forward. Jack had to work back to his right. Marks it nicely.
You can have a shot from there. You'll have a shot from there.
Man on the mark is at 50.
Look at the port of the balls. There was extra yellow jumpers, 2 or 3 of them. So they're flooding back in numbers, working hard. Drouin. Just looking at them, the body shape of Drouin players, I reckon as this game goes on, they're going to struggle a little bit. Moe looks the more athletic type, but at the moment, credit where it's due, the visitors are doing what they need to do.
Can Jack put it through? He's going to have to kick it 55. He runs around for that extra little distance. Does it get the accuracy? No. Another minor score. LV forklift scoreboard. Of course, the scissor lift, booms, forklifts, mini excavators, dingoes. You can get them from LV forklift, Stratton Drive, Interalgan.
So Drouin come out of defence now, played on from full back. Quick, big, fly high. And I reckon that could have been Joe Collins that took a good mark. But I tell you what, the kick didn't reflect how good the mark was. It was poor. He gave it up quickly and he gave it to McLeod. Plays on, dances around his opponent all too easily, really, as he finds his teammate at right half forward flank. Nicely done it was. Good, strong mark by Christian Jack, but he's too far from home. I tell you what, there's 30 plays inside forward 50, and he's picked out one for the opposition, as Moe have done a few times today.
Yeah, Ryan Taylor is the one in that back pocket. Goes short back into the goal square where Ed Morris has worked for him. And he's right in the goal square of the Moe lines. He now gets called to play on, kicks it out to the far side looking for Beck, and that's a beautiful kick and found him. And that's the outlet kick that you're after. As Beck has it, half-back flank. Beck decides to come back in the direction of Bethune. And he marks. He got the switch on. Not quite. Matt Stevens presented for him on the Canbar side of the ground. Ignored. Goes back towards Salter. Now they come inboard now to Morris. They're closing quickly the lines, but good work by Ed Morris. He can get it inboard again. Here's Kingy. They're in the centre square. Loops the handball over the top to Morris. He gets a handball out further afield. Had to stretch Bid Taylor, then got dumped in a tackle. Down level Stevens was there working for Drouin as well. Here's Salter that comes in, picks it up, gives a handball out the back, just missed the target. And he gets to go again, does Salter. By chain of hands, they're under pressure. The Hawks can't get forward. Now they might have a bit of a chance. The kick around the body for the Hawks goes to half forward. Van Dyke will be the one who will pick it off.
And that's their biggest problem at the moment. Drouin's doing all the good work. They're just letting themselves down with just some skill errors here.
Yeah, and Moe is just letting themselves down forward 50 entries. And this is where they're going to threaten again in just a moment. As I reckon this was Parado, was it?
Well, he's all
banding is up.
wrapped up all right.
Yeah.
Dropped a little bit of claret, looks to be in the chin area.
So he's got a bandage around the head. This bloke looks fighting fit as he always does. Jacob Wood in front of the TRFM commentary position. Plays on quickly. Kicks to centre half forward position. I tell you what, he couldn't have picked out an opposition player any better if he tried. This time it was Sam Pratt who passes off quickly and it goes from half back towards half forward. Race is on. The player racing for the ball for Drouin on that occasion would be Stephen Wright, who's beaten to the ball by the boundary again. So 75 metres from home Drouin. At the moment, Drouin are leading, or trailing, I should say, 6 points, 1 straight goal to Moe 1-3-9, 22 minutes in first quarter.
Ball comes back into play, back doing the ruck duties there is Collins, but Moe win it. They clear the kick out towards Lachlan Reese, is it? Out on the far side it is. He turns and goes. Half forward flank the target. Tommy Long finds him, who drops the mark. Probably should have taken, but he's got some time to recover. The inboard handball, though, picked up by Salter. Quick chain of hands out there. Goes to the far side in Miller. And he was just looking for, well, maybe the boundary line in the end, and they'll have it.
Drouin have outmarked Moe 28-23, and Clayton King here has had 10 disposals this quarter already.
We don't have a functioning window up here, but I reckon we'll be able to hear Simsy at quarter time.
I spoke to Simmy last night. He's not happy with the Simsy comment.
Simmy.
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 Yeah.
You know, not Simsy.
Okay.
We're going to get in strife.
I'm looking at the body language, hands on hips. He's not happy at the moment.
No, you're right, because they've gone 22 minutes,
Yep.
and it's a 3-point margin. And, well, Drouin have played pretty well. They brought the heat, they brought the pressure, and just missed execution with the handball a couple of times.
Spot on. And every time Moe wants to go forward, they're just kicking it to the spare man that Drouin have set up the whole quarter so far.
So it's around about right half forward flank. Drouin into attack again as we speak. As you heard, 23 minutes gone, first quarter. Moe 1 goal 3. And the Drouin side is 1 straight goal.
I can just go in there and quickly for Harvey Norman Furniture. And it's Carlton 7-3-45. They lead the Hawks 3-4-22 halfway through the second quarter.
No, he looked to be a little bit fumbly around the stoppage, and Ferrado again was the one. Blazer was quick to get ball to boot towards the wing area, crashing. The pack came through with Lachlan Reed. Couldn't take it with him though, then put on a strong tackle in the middle of the ground, and he drove Campbell Jolly into the ground. The umpire said it'll be my ball, and we'll ball it up, and Lockie Reese. Some good physical work there, Box.
There was, mate. And the second game in the AFL, it's the Cats 4 straight 24 at quarter time. They lead the Suns 1-1-7.
Morrow just grabbed it out of the ruck and then got stolen, so he thought I'd have to put a tackle on. And he did so on Cameron McMahon. And we'll do it again. Morrow does the ruck duties again. Up against Collins. Comes to ground level. Fighting hard in there was Maslin. Quick kick out. Jacob Wood couldn't get there. Now coming the other way was Caddy.
He's been great.
He has been good. Got it towards the wing area. Couldn't take back mark. On that occasion was Wright. He's been awarded the free kick.
The luxury of playing in front, Poppy. So he's playing in front and being rewarded.
So he plays on quickly. He's not sure that it made 10. He gets the ball back, runs into trouble quick enough, and they've been good enough to get out of trouble a few times. The kick forward, left foot by Klebney.
Free kick.
Finds a player inside forward 50, but the free kick will go the way of Stanlake. Mitch Stanlake goes short. They're working the corridor nicely, but they're not finishing off well enough and giving Drouin opportunities they shouldn't. And now, top of 50, they've found a teammate there. Hard to pick up the number.
24.
Matt Stevens. So Matt Stevens meant to go short again on the end of it though, Moe, and that's Cameron, in fact, Scott Van Dyke, I should say, who's also been busy this quarter. Goes laterally to Lachlan Rock along the line. Again, can't find a teammate on the fly, and they run themselves in and out of trouble, making hard work of it, but got the numbers to get themselves out of it. Inside Guthrie.
What up,
nice mark. It was a great mark there by Baldy, running with the fly to the ball, took the ball, made contact, played on quickly, inside forward 50, yellow numbers again.
Olsen was the one. Following up, though, was Baldy, who just dropped the footy. Now it just squeezes out. They got some numbers. Olsen again was there. Got a handball over the top quickly to a teammate. Looked to be Stevens. They go towards the wing area, but it was picked off by Tommy Long. And he'll slow it up and come inboard to Blazer, who can mark in his chest. Handball across to Stanlake. The run from half-back over the top. Well, Wood could raffle it with Manuel. And Manuel said, I'll take it from here, Jacob. And I'll take the easiest of chest marks and go back and look to get Moe's second goal.
Scott, I was talking to a couple of the boys from Murray during the week, and young Baldy's actually known as Kitten down here at Ted Summerton. For what reason? Oh, I really can't say, but he's known as Kitten. So
Siren gone.
Siren has gone. Exactly right, Paul. Plenty of people walk onto the ground as Manuel comes in. 26 minutes it lasted. And Manuel has it. They lead it by 3 points and puts it on its way. Starts it left, and it's going to continue on that way. And, well, even though they might be losing at quarter time, I'm going to give them a big tick. Drouin are trailing 1-4-10. Drouin are on 1 straight 6, but we thought this was going to be a blowout. They're undermanned, but they're giving it a red-hot crack. It's 4 points in favour of the Lions. And, of course, you're listening to GIPPSLAND Live right here on TFM. Thanks to Harvey Norman and School GIPPSLAND. In that first quarter.
Really, really impressive, and surprisingly so. I've got to tell you, if this side is 7 players short of their best is going to be good enough. I really like what I saw.
7, that was only 7 out of last week. I reckon they're about nearly 12. As the second quarter's underway, here's Morris. They're going to win the clearance. Although handball was just coughed up a little bit. Grady Coxhead was able to win it off the deck. Good work by Hancock to put a spoil on down back. He's been really good in this first quarter. There's a quick one. Is it Manuel going to have a quick outside of the boot? Right foot puts on the line. And it is one of their experienced campaigners back there who got a hand on the boxer.
Yeah, it was Taylor, was it? They got his hand on it. It was great work because Jax had to sit just in the goal square there and just managed to get a hand to it.
Only Gippsland live scoreboard, Moe 1-5-11, Drouin 1 goal straight 6.
So the opening minute of the second quarter here at Moe's home ground. Ball comes out, fly high. Was Caddy, couldn't take the ball down. Good pressure around it, well done by Corrado. Gibbs ground, stolen by Drouin. Underground handball was an absolute clever one. That was given by McKellar. Then they edged the board forward by game meters. It's almost a game of rugby at the moment in front of our TRFM commentary position. The umpire will come in and ball it
I'll
up.
tell you what, Caddy would weigh 30 kilos, dripping wet, and he is absolutely on fire at the moment.
I think they've just given him a bit of a freedom to go and do what you like. Jump and run, I think, are the two instructions for Caddy.
And he's got great confidence. He's got a good level head, and he's reading the play really well.
So Harris does the ruck duties, had one tap and then grabbed it out of the ruck, kicked around his body to Tommy Long. Spoil back there was from Olsen, close to the boundary line, and over it goes.
That's me now. As Moe coach, Sydney would have had to put the accountability back on their midfield. So their midfield got beaten that quarter. They had their inside 50 were, they were up there, but they were kicking straight back to the opposition.
I really like that doing all the little things they're doing at the moment. The 1%ers, they're getting their feet and hands around the ball. They're laying tackles, they're applying pressure, and they'll need to right now because the pressure. Great tackle went bang, opened up the door for Moe. They just can't find the big sticks at the moment. Big Christian Jacks bent down to pick up the ball that was stolen, and now Drouin, right back pocket, over the top they go. Can they find? Yes, they can. Salter, who's defensive 50 comes around about right half-back flank. The mark was taken, and it was taken by Ben Maslin. What about the 50-metre guys? As Matthew ran over the mark, but anyway, they go inboard. It's been picked up again. And that was a big Hancock who cleared the kick out to Kingy, and he's got one over the top to run. It's going to come from Stephen Wright. He gave a handball off to the run to McKellar. He sweeps one back to Wright, just sort of up in the air a little bit. Had to close quickly. Wright, it was there again. Squeezed the handball off to Matt Stephen. Left foot kick, dangerous spot. Top of the square it goes. Worked out. Kelsey was there, trying to work out. Snap around the body, over the shoulder from Jolly. Has it got the distance? No. It's marked on the last line by Scott Van Dyke.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Didn't he kick that from inside the square by the looks of it? Anyway, must have travelled 10 plus metres. Don't know how. Anyway, they play on. They come grandstand side through Maslin. Defensive 50, looks inboard, questions the man on the mark, plays on, goes along the line. Can he find a teammate? He can. His teammate in Lachlan Reese put on some big tackles today. Yeah, defensive 50, comes down the line again, goes searching for Tom Long. Free kick against Long. The one-on-one contest, Miller on this occasion.
You know
one
what?
of many that are doing a good job.
He was caught behind. He just tried to wrestle his way forward, and he just gave away a silly free kick.
So David Miller inside forward 50, all full the ball. There was a couple of yellow jerseys. Guernsey's running hard, but a kick to the advantage of big Mitch Stanlake might ease the pressure. Gets a favourable bounce. Backs himself in. Takes a quick 5 or 6 steps. Takes a bounce, goes inboard. Oh no, a bad kick again there. Their disposal isn't quite as good as it could be, and I reckon that's part of the reason is the Drouin pressure.
Yep.
He's actually putting them under a perceived pressure that sometimes isn't even there. They're not finishing off as well as they could. Anyway, ball up to take place, left half forward flank, Drouin into attack. They're trailing 1 goal, they are. Moe 1 goal 5, 4 minutes into the second quarter. Verado working hard, so Blazer off the back of that pack. He won it in the end, and his left foot kick goes down towards Manuel. Good spot market. Here's the first time in Sim. Left foot kick into an open forward 50. Running back quickly, back there goes Collins. Can he get it before it bounces out of bounds? He tries to keep it in, but unfortunately couldn't do so. And we'll have a boundary throw and Lachlan Rock was in close to shoot.
Yeah, you called Sim for the first time today. There's probably a lot of players from Moe that are really down at the moment. So the upside for Moe right now is boys lift the game now too, because right now, Drouin on top.
Deep inside the forward 50. Taken out of the ruck, Jack. Kicked around his body, was partially smothered. Reese can gather it. Handballs backwards to a teammate. Kick Baldy around towards him. Good work by the Drouin defence. They close in numbers quickly. Big tackle by Jack Fraser. Allowed the stoppage. The umpire will ball it up again. 25 metres out. 5.5 minutes gone. It's a 5-point margin Moe's way.
Confidence is a big thing for you, Poppy.
It is.
Drouin got confidence right now.
They've got loads of it at the moment and turning into good pressure. The longer this game goes on in its current format, the greater they'll believe that something can happen. They've been beautiful to watch. And B, is for beautiful.
B is for beautiful. I've got B is for butterfly in front of me here. And that's what happens before the game. I've got my confidence levels up. I feel nice and comfortable at the moment, but give it time.
Yeah,
Going back through the alphabet, very well done.
Yeah, well, they look like a butterfly drawn, but they've stung like a bee, haven't they, at the moment? Moe are right half forward flank. So now have another opportunity to go inside forward 50. The player with the ball is Biffin. Looks up forward. There's a lot of yellow jumpers in front of him, I tell you, but there's a bit of room for Wood. He's going to actually rove this pack, but guess what? Yellow jumper takes the easiest of marks. This time, Eddie Morris takes a mark, looks up forward, being patient, goes short. Probably just frustrating Moe at the moment as McKellar takes the ball. Now he changes direction. The kick will need to be perfect, and guess what? It is. They go from left half back flank to right, and they've got the run. Over the top they go. Nicely done. Run 10. Kick 40. Good strong mark in a contest taken by Jacks. And it was an absolute beauty. In fact, it was Van Dyke. You know why I thought it was Jacks? Because he was upside down when he took the mark. I thought it was 19. It was 16.
I'd love to see this. This is happening all the time. Is it
Hancock it is.
Hancock this time?
Yep, Hancock's been well. He won the mark, as you said, across centre half back. He cleared it out wide. It was Kingy who then got it towards the wing area, but losing the handle on it there was right. Allowed Moe to come in. The old 1-2 handball from Kilty. Gave it to Baldy. Lowered the eyes and nicely done to Manuel. And now Manuel has it right on the point of the 50 in the boundary line. It's a long way out. They've had enough room on the boundary line to play on though, and then have a flying shot. And well, I'm not sure if that was the right option there. It's gone out of bounds on the full and a long, long way from the goal. I reckon the coach's hands might be back on the hips again.
Oh, look, I don't understand. I think you're obviously seeing what we're saying here, that the spare man is what's beating Moe at the moment inside 50. They just keep picking him out, and he's reading it really well, Hancock.
Yeah, he's doing well, isn't he?
He's playing really well.
Now just waiting for the ball to be brought back into play after it was kicked out of bounds on the full.
So why doesn't the Moe forward line now make them accountable, push up, maybe make it a 2-on-1, just to know that they're around and make a contest to get it down to ground level?
So Hancock, the player you spoke of, boxer, has the ball, runs 20, kick 55 off the boot, looks poor. Well, it found the boundary, and it was the right side of the boundary that it bounced. So it's a throw-in rather than a free kick.
If the free kicks went the way they normally do so far this season, that should have been deliberate.
Well, yeah, fair enough too. Here we go, ball to be thrown back in. It's the big fella for Moe, Harris, who's contesting that ball. Nice left foot kick around the body by Seppi, inside forward 50. Taken nicely by Sim. Tried to deliver an underground handball to find a teammate in the back. And in fact, in doing so, there was a free kick paid. I reckon it was against Blazer. That will go the way of Fraser. And Fraser now. Oh, his kick off the boot was sloppy. I tell you right now, tumble punt, found a teammate, but he was found by two Moe players and luckily had no prior opportunity. The player that had the ball was Reece Salter. And the bloke that stopped the ball now is the umpire. Right on left half forward flank, Moe into attack. Big tap by Harris. Couldn't get it going Moe's way. Kick off the ground there was from Parado. Here's Rock. Handballs one out the back to Blazer. Tries to come back on the left. Gets under a bit of pressure. Nearly hold the ball. He got a handball away. He has to fight hard when he's on all fours now to Blazer. Numbers around there for the Hawks. I'll try and lock this up and get another stoppage, and they do. 9 minutes in. 5-point margin still.
Great work by Drouin. I think their concentration levels are spot on at the moment. I'm watching them set up behind the play too when the ball's in a stoppage situation. They're getting numbers back and making it really hard for Moe.
Parado again. Tried to get his handball away. Couldn't do so. A secondary stoppage. Moe just cannot get their game going at the moment, and I reckon it's drawn pressure. That's, the stopper between that at the moment. Nice little hand down again. Around the contest. I tell you what, Drawn are throwing their body in. Quick hands over the top. They're going to run it from left half back flank through Collins. Left foot kick towards right. Left half forward flank cut off, and on the end of it's going to be Stan Lake. Handball over the top. Van Dyke it is, or I reckon it could be inside 50. Good take, good mark. And the big fella in Jacks will have another chance to kick a goal. He's had a few, mind you, this afternoon. He's one of only 2 goal kickers on the field. That's because there's only been 2 goals kicked.
And Moe's movement was fantastic there. Mitch Stanlake's been great off the half-back line for Moe, and that's the second time he's drilled the ball inside 50 to a leading forward.
Well,
brought to you by Monticello's.
And this could be one because Jack, Drouin, you'd like to have your forward taking the ball where he's got it. The boundary just to his right. Kick for goal. May fall short. across the face of goal. Guess what? Another behind. 10.5 minutes in Paul Carter.
6-point margin, and they're all behind. One goal, 6-12 to Drouin, 1 goal straight, 6 on the Gippsland live score.
Well,
we've played almost 11 minutes.
McKellar quickly played on, got it out to about 70 metres away from home, but it might be coming back. Here's a Stanlake. Got a handball over the top inboard, they go again. Although dropping that one was Seppi. Gets around onto that sweeping left foot of his. Goes to the fat side. And not quite taking that one was Rock. He should have gone for the footy. He allowed his teammate to come in, but Drouin had all the numbers. And now Alton, it was Miller, who got the footy and kicked it towards the wing area. Now they have to work hard at ground level to the Hawks. Moe's got some numbers, and Jacob Wood in the end just kicks it off the deck. McKellar's back there though for the Hawks. He's got no one coming all the time in the world. And then he just handballs over the top. Quick 1-2, and change to Hancock. Back to McKellar, and McKellar turns it over to Declan Kelty, who quickly plays on and gets it towards the middle of the ground where Blazer has it. Drives it inside forward 50. Here's the spot you want it. 1-on-1. Good spoil by the Hawks. And then a big strong tackle there from Jack. Wood swept on it. Throws it. Swings around. Whaps it on the boot. It goes higher than it does longer. Out to the far side. And marking it out there is Olsen for the Hawks. Well, they're playing a really demanding game physically for Drouin. They've got lots of numbers behind the ball, but Eddie Morris is one of many that need to work forward as well because they've found it hard to get past centre of the oval at the moment because they're just not running hard enough. As I see that, I can see a lot of yellow jumpers waving through, and one of them might get on the end of it. The kick in board to one of those players was risky. They went searching for McKellar. Now there's a 50-50 contest, but as has been the case for most of the day, they've won that contest. Dave Miller goes for the safety of the boundary. I reckon the umpire could call that deliberate, but did not call it deliberate. So right half forward flank will be a boundary throw-in.
Ed Morris, every time he gets the ball, he's just got a calm head. He's got beautiful skills. He just held the game up a little bit there for Drouin, just so he can got a player to kick to, because that's where they're falling down. It's just above their half forward line.
Ed Morris, Paul Carter.
Another 5 disposals is quarter to 11 to this stage.
Well, here's Seppi. Left foot kick goes inside forward 50, but...
Hello, Hancock.
Yep, there's that loose man. He's playing a good role. He reminds me of Caserio a couple of weeks ago playing for Sale, who just did it for most of the day, and the opposition didn't seem to wake up. Long kick out towards the near wing area. Van Dyke was able to swoop on it. His handball goes searching for Seppi. Finds him. He's got Kelty on, and also he has out here McLeod. Great work. And McKellar closes and quickly puts a fist on it and gets it over for a boundary throw-in.
He was 10, 15 metres behind that.
Sprinted as though his life depended on it.
And that's the actual tone now of the Drouin footy club at the minute. They just want it more than Moe.
Well, back in the play, Moe was there. Doing the ruck duty there for Drouin his Bethune. Here's Seppi again. Gave it to the runners, McLeod, who just lost it in the handle. Quick kick there from Drouin was from Collins. Got it towards half forward area. He got some numbers. Van Dyke. Here's Stanlake. He's been good. Goes across to the fat side. Sim's got plenty of space. He lowers over the eyes. He opens it up towards Jackson. That's a good kick. Because he had the option when he lowered him. He decided to ignore that one. Go to the one-on-one. Put it on the right side, and Jack took the mark.
Yeah, brilliant. He's just gave Jack's all opportunity to work his opponent Taylor off the ball. And that's a forward stream when the ball comes in like that. It was a great kick there by Sim. Just to find Jacks the way he did.
Inside 50's Paul this quarter.
It's 12 to 2 this quarter, and the 2 behind Moe.
Yeah.
12 inside 50, which shows how well that back line's doing.
Well, they lead by 6. Can they stretch it to 12? No. And on a beautiful day, Boxer, for Carpet Country, you've been out there, there's no breeze at all.
There's no breeze at all, and I'm just saying that's the third Moe player now that's just taken the 4-step kick and laid back and just said it's just going to happen.
So
kick behind the ball.
Yeah, they need to make the most of this because this game can be turned on its head pretty quickly. Already it's a surprising result to date with the Drouin side trailing by just 7 points. Moe into attack again though. You wonder just how long that Drouin can hang on for under this relentless pressure. They've been pretty good. It's McFan now out of defence. Can he? No. The mark being paid? It has. So they play on quickly. Defensive 50. Dance around Woods. Always hard. Not a good dance partner, Wood. He tackled him in, kept the ball in. He might get on the end of it. Or will he? Handball under pressure from Baldy. Well done. The ball. Well done it was by Ferrado. Quick kick, top of the square. One-on-one contest. The yellow jumpers come running in like a flock of canaries around a bit of bread and hold it in nicely right in the goal
The
square.
letter D comes to mind, not from the cards, not from the cards, but desperation. Drouin has desperation right now. They stopped that goal through desperation.
Well, they're under a little bit of pressure. Salter was the one for the Hawks to relieve a little bit of pressure. Oh, Jacob Wood, Salter, Candy nicely. Biffin had it. Quick handball to Morrow. He can go back by hand or by foot. He went by foot, and he found a teammate inside 50, and it is Scott Van Dyke. He'll have a shot directly in front. You wouldn't think he'd miss from here.
Pressures with P. Isn't that right?
That is very true.
Tell you what, our listeners are getting an education today. Nick Machino is on fire.
I
this
can imagine
afternoon.
thousands and thousands of 4 and 5 year olds around Gippsland listening in intently.
Well, I heard them last week. I heard them last week, didn't I?
You did hurt them because they've seen rainbows and you didn't. Directly in front, Van Dyke comes in, puts it on its way, and he missed to the far side as well. 8 points, can you believe it, Paul Carter?
1-8-14 for Moe, and that's the lead. 8 points, Drouin 1 goal.
And I don't reckon many of those 8 points have been under pressure, to be honest. There've been a lot of set shots they're missing as Drouin bring the ball out. They can only get it really around about the half-forward flank for Moe before, as is the case right now, Moe takes possession and go forward again. This time it's going to be through Van Dyke again. The lead's on. Guess what? They give it up. Tap forward. They'll get themselves out of trouble, but for how long? That's the question. As Drouin work it out towards Wands works it out towards McKellar, out of side of the ground. It's going to be a Moe free kick, though. 17 minutes into this second quarter. Moe, can you believe this? 1 goal, 8. Drouin 1 straight goal. So Drouin working at 100% on goals, and Moe working at around about 10%. Well, it will be 10% if they miss this one. It's going to be Prestige who will kick from around about 50 metres on just better than a 45-degree angle. You wouldn't be putting any money on based on what we've seen. But
A big moment right here. They need
They need
to capitalise.
They need to get a reward for their effort. And they kick from 50. I don't know that it's going to make the distance, and I reckon it might go through for a point. It does. Guess what? They're working at a 10% ratio at the moment. They're 1 goal, 9. Well, let's kind of do the rest.
1 goal, 8 of that out from set shots, by the way.
Wow.
That's something we can really practice. That's a 9-point lead for Moe at the 18-minute mark of the second quarter.
No, McKellar brought it into Morris. Robson spoke about his cool head. He's been good. Tipped it over the top to Beck.
And this is where they're falling down, Scud, now, is to pick up the line. This is where they need a walker or someone like that just to push up.
But they're not big, are they?
Correct. This is where they've got to
You
play
hold
with
on to it a
advantage.
little bit more.
Absolutely.
Well, again, as you said, they're about to turn it over. The ball is in dispute. Big, strong tackle. Coughed up the football, did the Hawks. They get one out to Jolly. Handballs forward. Now Salter can run onto this. Reese is trailing him. He kicks towards 50 and watches work. It does. It falls in the hands to his teammate who kicks
Look at
back
the
for
goal,
rubber.
the tumble
It's
pass.
Simpson.
Yes.
Can you believe it? And Jake Simpson has put it through. It was the ugliest of forward 50 entries. It was the ugliest shot on goal, and it's dribbled through.
He meant that. He actually kicked it the way he wanted it to turn. He did. He just tumbled it over the floor. It was a forward thrust, a dribble kick. They just kept going and going and going, and Luck's on their way right now for Drouin. Well, look at that. Now we've got another 3-point game, Paul Carter.
And that's just Drouin's third inside 50 for the quarter, and they are now 3 points in arrears at the 19-minute mark of the second quarter. The Gippsland Live scoreboard shows Moe leading 1-9-15, with Drouin 2 goals straight 12.
So let me just clarify this. At quarter time, they were 1 goal for Moe. They've added 5 points through how many entries?
15.
And Drouin have added
1 goal.
a bigger score.
3 entries.
in
for 3.
entries.
Wow.
Well, there's a free kick going Moe's way in the middle from this stoppage. Set a clearance.
Scud, man, just around the grounds quickly. Half-time in the AFL, the Blues 8-3-51. They lead the Hawks 7-6-48.
Parado had it in the middle, got it out towards, out there with Maslin. He tried to come back to the near side. They switched it again. Van Dyke's his target. Marks on the half-back flank. He's got one on the wing if he wants to go to him. It is McLeod. Nice little hit up. Finds him. They roll around. Present there was Seppi. Goes over his head. And it's all Drouin back there. Although coming in nicely, Kelty, has he been moved forward? The free kick's going to be paid to Moe. It might go in the way of Jackson or Kelty.
He's called it a block.
You know what? The players didn't know that it was a free kick.
No. Now Declan Kelty, keep an eye on him too, Boxer, because he may have been swung forward. And, well, that's a big move if that is the case, because he's been dominant at centre half back so far in 2021. They might just be searching for something now, the Lions.
I think they have to. It's not working for them down forward, and obviously they're kicking that goal has let them down. So let's see what we can do here.
Well, surely. You've played at a higher level. Declan Kelty comes back. He's a junior through Moe. Played in the VFL. He's had his AFL game, and that's how you put it through the middle. Declan Kelty gets Moe's first of the quarter, and it took 20 minutes.
And that was just from the gym of the supporters that we've got next door here. Big sponsors day at Moe. They were just relieved to finally see their first goal go through, and they've been playing 21 minutes into the second quarter. But he is a beautiful kick. He has gone back, but they think they should be keeping it quite his step stay forward. So there you go, Scott.
And that takes Moe back to a 9-point lead. And on the Gippsland Live scoreboard, 2-9-21 to Drouin, 2 goals straight, 12.
So after
That's
a
big
very
move.
frustrating afternoon, it takes a defender to do what a forward hasn't been able to do for 90% of the time. Now, can that open the floodgates? Let's hope so, for Moe's sake. But let's hope the Drouin can hang on for the sake of the game. At the moment, they go forward again, and they're going to do it through Rock. Took them a long time to get one goal. Can they get one within a 60-second period? Not at the moment. Cut off at the pass by Hancock. Over the top, they go through Miller. And I tell you what, they're continuing to move the ball well. This time, Morris out of side of the ground for Drouin. Looks up forward, doesn't want to spit it up. Goes short, nicely done. Finds Todd Beck. And play on is the call, so the kick has to be spot on, and is. And I reckon they've got, is it Pat, I reckon, from the outer side of the ground, who kicks to the leading forward. Oh, it had to be pinpoint perfect, and probably was. They went looking for Stephen Wright. He got hands to it, but couldn't take it in before the boundary.
If I'm Drouin, I'm happy to get it inside 50. Now you've just got to make it that real slugfest inside 50, keep it there, and get another goal just as they did before. Either it's luck or they really work hard for it.
Well, Morrow grabbed it out of the ruck, gave it to Stan Lake, and then gave it to Manuel. The chain of hands back to Morrow. Time tapped it back inboard. Here's Jolly. Quickly wrapped up in a tackle. No prior opportunity. The umpire will ball it up. 22 and a half minutes gone. And the margin sits at 9 points. Around the grounds, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland.
Down at GMHBA Stadium, the Cats 6-1-37. They lead the Suns 2-5-17.
Biffing off the back of that pack. Didn't go too far though. Drawing a bell. Oh! Marcus, if you don't mind, Jacob Wood has just sat on Beck's shoulders. What a grab from Jacob Wood. And he gets it to the middle of the ground. They might be a chance here. That was an absolute screamer by Jacob Wood. Handball over the top comes. There's a free kick coming back in the middle of the ground.
You know what? He's just destroyed the little dribble kick goal that we just saw about 10 minutes ago.
Well, Manuel gets this on the receiving of the handball. Goes inside forward 50. Jacks with the target. Goes to the back. Here's that man Hancock. He's been solid for it. Blazes it out. Land in the field of play. It's done. Exactly what he was after. Found touch. Boundary throw in. Jacob Wood, well, he's only just got down now.
Right. And I'll tell you what, knowing Jacob Wood, Woody will let us know all about that for the next 12 months, and he can, because that was a ripper.
It was too. Let me say that the game is being built today, so it may not last 12 months. It may last for the rest of his lifetime. Absolute cracking now. The perfect stick. It was up there and sideways at one stage. Really great to watch.
One of the best I've seen, I think.
I reckon so. The ball thrown back in front of our commentary position. Morrow taps it down. Can he find a teammate? Has the second opportunity. This time he gives it to the advantage of Manuel. Gives it to Van Dyke. Under pressure. Sting. Nicely worked. They're under pressure. They're keeping possession. McLeod inboard. Pick off the ground by Manuel. Now it's going to be Blazer. Ground level. Good fight. Both teams. Well done. Hats off. Now with the ball is Fraser. Fights off one. He gets taken high and will get the free kick.
Yep.
After some pretty desperate play from a group of players from both sides. He plays on quickly. Feeds off to, I reckon it was McFan, whose left foot's usually pretty good. And he finds a teammate. He can't. Ground level. First player there was Jolly. Couldn't bring it in. Moe around. Manuel. Find it off and do it well to the cross edge. Now they've got some room to move, but spilling the ball. I reckon it could have been Stan Lake on that occasion. Play on's the call. No opportunity.
No umpire.
Dropping the ball. He's costly and Baldy will take the free kick.
There was no prior opportunity. You've got to give him that chance to get the hands free to trying to get a handball out.
Well, he kicked Nest Sim. McCullough was able to come in and win it. Going to handball over the top to a teammate. He goes back inboard and finds nicely back there. And Hancock has been one of the best for the Hawks. Drives it to the wing area. Can't quite mark it there, was right. Close to the boundary line, still in the field of play, and Baldy was able to kick it backwards in the end and missed the target. 2-on-1, good, strong tackle.
Oh, good
Holding
tackle.
the footy. That's going to be holding the ball.
If you're going to play it the same way they've just played the last free kick, that's holding the ball.
Well, Collins was the tackler, wasn't rewarded.
Well, I reckon he had more opportunity than the last bloke.
25 minutes gone, and the margin 9 points in favour of Moe. It's only 2-9, 21, Drouin a 2 straight 12.
Ball left half forward flank. Drouin starting to apply the pressure further up the ground the longer the quarter goes, so they're rolling the ball forward slightly. There's a pack of maybe 2 dozen players around the ball. Harris gets the tap down. Can he find a teammate? Blazer, kick off the ground. Can't find as the quarter goes. Wow. Trent with a maroon Guernsey. So I'll tell you what, we've seen a pretty good half of football as far as the scoreboard is concerned. We've seen great goals. We've seen great marks. We've got a great contest.
We certainly do. The margin sits at the moment 9 points at 2-9, 21. It was 4 points at quarter time. It's only 9 now at half time. But the highlight, the big moment thanks to Monticello in that quarter, was Jacob Wood's absolute screamer in the middle of the ground. It was one of the best you'll see. If you get a chance, go back and have a look at it. Jacob Wood taking an absolute hanger. The margin sits at 9 points. You're listening to GIPPSLAND Live. It's all for Harvey on the GIPPSLAND. Be warm at home. The Sunbeam Heater Net Pro, $89.
Now at Harvey Norman, get up to $500 in Harvey Norman gift cards with selected home entertainment products. Trade in your old tech and double the bonus.
Just got to pepper the ball inside 50 now. If the ball hits the deck, they've just got to make sure they're on top of the ground and they're moving quick. They want to score the first couple here and put Drouin back a little bit back thinking.
Well, about to get the third quarter underway, all thanks to McDonald's. Big shout out to the Moe Ladies Committee here. They've brought us an absolute treat at half time as Harris got his hand on it first. So Beck kicked around the body, goes to centre half forward, but Scott Van Dyke was there. Was able to mark it, quickly play on, get to the near side. Here's Kelty. Got off the chain a little bit, and now he quickly goes inboard. Nice little neat kick by left foot. Seppi has it, goes to the fat side. Sims the direction and marks. And again, like we saw in the first quarter, inside this time though, 24 seconds it took and they got a shot on goal.
I tell you what I did see as they went forward.
Yeah,
a whole lot of room.
Big
The
space.
forwards had opened up. There was one spare drawn player in the guts, but he wasn't sure which way to go because there was so much room left and right.
Declan Kelty does that as well, doesn't he?
Come on, Simmy.
So here comes Harry Sim. That's the correct pronunciation of his name. 45 metres out, on its way.
Wow.
And Harry Sim, that's how you start the
There we
quarter.
go.
And could this just be the opening of the floodgates?
Yeah, you know, I sort of was sitting here thinking, will he make it, will he not make it, you know, the distance. And he did that with ease. It was a beautiful kick right behind it, and that's the start Moe wanted. They get a couple more of these, and the confidence levels of Drouin may get deflated a little bit. Let's hope not.
McDonald's GIPPSLAND scoreboard at the 1 minute mark of the third quarter. Moe 3-9-27. Now leading Drouin by 15 points. The Hawks are on 2 goals straight, 12.
All right, ball back in the centre. Harris to contest the ruck. Probably the favourite to get the tap, and he does. Taps it forward. This is where they've had problems in the 50-50 contest. Nicely done. Gave up ground. Found Blazer behind the play, though. It was Eddie Morris that gets the kick. Comes grandstand side. Can he get over the top of Harris? He can't. He put up the big mitt with the right hand. And it fell down in the left. He took the mark. He plays on quickly and finds Wood. The player in the second quarter probably took the best mark I've ever seen at GIPPSLAND Latrobe and kicked towards right half forward flank. It's a 2-on-1 contest. They did well to make a contest of it, Jack, but he couldn't keep it in the field of play to be a boundary throw-in.
You never said that at half time. You said that you used to do that every third week.
Off air, that's exactly what it is. Exactly right.
Boundary throw-in right in front of the can bar this afternoon. The boys are up and about. Good tap down by Harris. Blazer was there, gets back onto the right. Decides to handball. Gives it to Prestige. Inside kick goes nicely done. Up goes Sims. Couldn't quite mark it. Ground level. Right on there by the big ruckman in Collins. Couldn't quite get a handball away. Does so now to Morris. Now to the run there was Wright. Centre half forward, bound to target. It's Sam Pratt. 60 metres out.
Look at Walker go.
Waits for some numbers back. He goes in that direction of Stevens. Shoves his player out in Rennet. No free kick. Here's Salter. Tries to kick. Missed it. Nearly got shoved through the fence. Hits the upright to get a minor score.
My apologies to Stevens. His work rate was fantastic. He was caught on the 50-metre line. No one inside 50. He worked his butt off to get inside there for a target. Well, they play on quickly now to Moe. Bring the ball back into play. Lachlan Reese, a bit of time to consider what his best option might be. Waiting for the ball, but eventually getting it. Moe players work forward. Maslin on the end of it. Well done to Harry Sim again, who's been busy since coming on in that second quarter. They find Tom Long on the lead. He looks up forward. There's a lot of yellow, only a sprinkling of maroon, so he decides to go short and find Baldy. Left half forward flank. Inside forward 50.
Oh,
that player
well
that's
done.
cut off. Did he cut it off? Free kick. Paid. I thought taking a mark at the end of it was Moe, but Hancock's been paid the free kick. I think he copped Hancock high on the way through and taking that mark. So Drouin almost at the last line of defence and trailing by 14 points. They're 2-1. Moe 3-9.
Oh.
3 minutes, third quarter.
Poor kick. Goes out of bounds on the full.
He's just trying to go down the line then, Scud, and tried to give it the big heave-ho, and unfortunately it's ended up over in the new basketball courts there here at Moe.
Bit of a misfired barrel, I think it might have been.
Misfired everything.
Well, Trent Baldy has it on the half-forward flank build-up. Comes back into the field of play and gets to about 70 metres out. So the kick lands at the top of the square. Jackson's back there. Couldn't quite get it. Working hard is Wood. Now Sim had it, lost it. Ball comes out. Here's Kelty who picked it up off the deck. Eddie Morris stopped him in a tackle. And we'll have a ball up. Kelty goes over to help his teammate up in Sim. 4.5 minutes in, the margin out to 14 points. It's just teetering at the moment. You just sort of sense the Lions are about to unload. They've been inaccurate, but if they start to get a bit of a run on, they could get a couple of goals really quickly.
It's maintained the pressure though, Scud, Drouin, so it's good to see.
On the stoppage again, Eddie Morris won it, kicked it high. He clears his defensive 50, but there's a big spoil out there from Reese. It comes to ground level. No one can really win it. The umpire waits and stops and then says, that's holding the ball. All umpires look at each other, and the free kick will go to Trent Baldy. Drouin can't believe it.
That umpire's so animated, isn't he? He loves to demonstrate the free kick just to make sure the players actually understand what it's for.
So Blazer takes the mark and he knows what it's all about. Kick forward, inboard by Maslin, top of the square. Can't find a clear winner. Those yellow Guernseys behind the ball. This time Miller. Been good for most of the day. They're good on this occasion as well. And from defensive 50, they'll go inboard to the corridor. Yeah, found a teammate there, and I reckon it could be McFan. McFan, defensive 50. He's a good user of the ball. 50-metre kick around the grandstand side. They play on quickly. Kick to the advantage. Looking for. They can't quite find Bethune. And he's beat to the boundary anyway. The fact that he had the ball was of no use. Given he was out of play, there'll be a boundary throw-in just short of right half forward. Moe kicking to the right of your radio. 6 minutes in, third quarter. They lead 3-9. Drouin at 2-1.
Harris, beautiful tap down to Parado though, picked up by Kingy. Now Morris handles over his shoulder to McFan, and Parado just shoved him over the boundary line. Another stoppage.
You know what's good about Drouin, Scott, is that they're prepared to push the ball forward. So they're drawing players, using their hands, really just putting the game to Moe.
Boundary throw in, centre wing area. Margin sits at 14 points. Gets to the back. Here's Beck. Put it on his boot. Got it to centre half forward. Lumbering after it is the big fella Pratt. Out there is Reese as well. He leads the charge. Got a little bit more toe. He kicked it off the ground. Here's Jacob Wood with some space. In front of Wands. Wood decides to go backwards and finds Van Dyke. Half-back flank now. Lions decide to slow things up. Goes back to the far side where finally Lachlan Reese stopped. And he gets on the receiving end of that mark. Chips it over the top. Goes down the line. There's got a big pack that was Kelty. Out there was Olsen. Squeezes the handball across to Charlie Wands. He kicks down the line and couldn't quite mark, but the second effort was really good there by Stephen Wright. Comes inboard with by hand. It's one-on-one. It gets to the back of the pack. Drouin flying after it, trying to kick it off the ground. It's going to dribble on the last line, if you don't mind. Breaking the spot, and it will be, it looks to be jolly, it is.
And it is Campbell Jolly who gets the goal for the Hawks. They get one back.
Yeah, they just keep working the ball inside 50, and what I like about the way they've got that goal is it's just the way they work rate. It was only a one-on-one. The biggest bloke inside 50 worked hard to get the ball to Jolly. It was a snap dribble kick. They probably would have slid in, but Jolly was in the right spot to get another goal for Drouin.
So the margin back to 8 points. At the 7-minute mark of the third quarter, the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, we had Moe 3-9-27, Drouin 3-1-19.
So it was a goal apiece in the first quarter, a goal apiece in the second quarter. At the moment, it's a goal apiece in the third quarter. Down to the inaccuracy, the amount of points that Moe has the lead by at the moment. Drouin are going forward again, a little bit of room. They're under pressure. They need to release the ball now. They can't. And he scored it. Well, that was a right call.
That was the right call.
Yeah, but because of the other one.
I was waiting for him to go to hold the ball.
Exactly. Ball thrown back up. And fighting hard at ground level with big Benny Morrow. Still down the back. Nicely done. He goes Drouin again. Top of the square. Big contest. You've got the numbers. It's going to be Drouin's way. And it's going to go Matt Stevens. And they're going to be within 2 points.
I'm not going to keep beating my own drum, but if you keep playing in front, you're going to be rewarded. Hang on, where's my balloon? You're going to be rewarded.
What team's for?
It's not there. I'm up to 8.
Here we go. I reckon we're going to get Scud to call this one home because he's very accurate in front of goals. So directly in front, Matt Stevens shouldn't miss. 15 out, puts it straight through the middle. And if you don't mind, the margin now, Paul Carter's 2 points.
Right now with 2 goals in 3 minutes, takes the Drouin to 4-1-25, Moe 3-9-27, and that's on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
We've got a similar type of game down at Geelong at the moment too, because the Suns will give them the big write-off as well, considering the side they'll bring them down now. They're only within 7 points. So it's in the third quarter at the moment. It's 6-1-37 the Cats, and the Suns 4-6-30. So look out there. Bubble burst. Wait for that bubble to burst.
Back to the middle they go. Wait for the football to come back. It's gone down in towards the city end. And we might just be looking for another ground. So, Boxer, this was fantastic effort by the Hawks.
Yeah, I like the way they worked through the ball here. That stoppage just on the top of the arc there on their forward forward line 50. They just prepared to work the ball back. They didn't panic at all. They got the quick kick in, one-on-one, played in front. You're always going to be rewarded if the fullback's under pressure, and that's exactly what he was. And the free kick was there all day.
So just hoping then the Drouin play didn't go down and get the football. We've got the secondary ball that's come onto the ground and they were going to play one short. But in the end, they said, come back. And we've got the second football and it's all ready to go. If the kids want to get out and about, there might be a free footy over the back of the goals there if you want to just...
No worry, there's a few kids going down now, Scott.
Now they're going down there, exactly. So the margin sits at 2 points in this third quarter, the all-important third quarter. Drouin have kicked the last 2, but this time out through the middle was Seppi. Drives it inside forward 50. Jacks was there, couldn't mark. Ground level McCallum. He's been good this afternoon. Finds his own footy again. Morrow tries to help. In crashes his Hawks opponent. And Eddie Morris, he'll be wrapped up. We'll have a ball up right on the top of the 50, directly out from Moe's goal. Here's Rob Popplestone on TRFM. Up of this forward 50. Moe into attack. They need to get back on that board again. At the moment, they're hanging on to their lead, but Drouin are coming. Inside forward 50 now. Top of the square. We're looking for a winner.
Jack.
And we've got one. The big fella, Jack, he won't miss this one. Oh, will he? 3-9-27 the score at the moment for Moe. Drouin 4-1-25, 11-11. That's minutes and seconds gone, third quarter. Jack's the top of the square, directly in front. Well,
You are the kiss of death.
he will walk this one in. The goal umpire won't move. He'll just spin the head back and put the 2 fingers up. And all of a sudden, Moe have got a lead of 9 points.
When you get the ball inside
8 points
50,
in fact. Sorry, guys.
that quick, you've got Height, you've got Harris, you've got Jacks, you've got Kilty. Eventually, something's got to pay off, but you've got to get it inside quick, so you've got that one-on-one where in the past, Hancock's been able to sit in between that and that happening.
And the margin on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard is 8 points in Moe's favour at the 12-minute mark of this third quarter. Moe 4-9-33, Drouin 4-1-25.
Well, we had 4 goals kicked in a half of football. We've now had 4 kicked in 12 minutes of football, so this is a bit more like it on a Saturday afternoon. Beautiful conditions, as we said. Back to the middle they go. Good work by Ferrado. Gave it to Blazer. Half-back black run comes from Stanley. Kicks it out to some open space to Sim and says, go and get it. He does. Left foot, lowers the eyes inside 50. Jackson on a long searching lead. Couldn't get it. Here's the Harris, the big ruckman. He spears one in and Tommy Long takes the mark on a short lead. Good work by the ruckman to get down below his
He
knees.
did, and Sim, just his pace, just to burn him off. Wasn't frightened to use the left foot, and then Big Harris just down. Took him about half an hour to get down there and got the ball into Long.
Wasting no time, Tommy Long keeps it skinny. Minor score on your McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Tasty just got tastier with Macca's new cheese and bacon chicken burgers. And Boxer, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, mate.
Why didn't he open up the goal face there? I mean,
Yep.
it's what you do these days, surely. Anyway, draw and bring the ball back in. They run 25 metres, kick 50 metres towards the outer side of the ground. Good contest. Reckon the boundary might win this one. It does. Left half forward flank, Moe into attack. Jordan pretty happy.
What the
Getting
coach
applauded
wants.
by the coach.
Yep.
As he has a chat to a youngster in Todd Beck that's about to make his way back onto the field.
Get that sense that they just want the stoppage, don't they? They want distance, stoppage, and go again.
Fight again, because around the contest they've been pretty good, and here we go again. They've won the contest, and I reckon it could be Matt Stevens who kicked the goal earlier that has the ball. Right half-back flank, leads on. Oh, dropping what he could have taken with his teammate there in Stevie Wright. He fights hard to keep the ball in that area, and guess what? They've kept the ball in that area, but just for the moment, they thread through like some needlework. They get it forward towards the corridor, and that's where Blazer is. Gets it, spins, plays on quickly, kicks towards Wood. He's hard to beat one-on-one. Gonna have to take the ball. He took his opponent high. Play on was the call. And again, they ease it off. Nicely done through Hancock. Goes inboard, settles, finds a man, and I reckon that could be McFan. On the half-back line, McFan with that left foot will set up something good. He usually does.
Yeah, they trail by 9 points. Halfway through this third quarter.
Sloppy.
Yeah, it is certainly sloppy. Does it get past the big ruckman? Out there working hard is McKellar. The ruckman does well in Harris. Picks it up. McKellar tackled him. Got boot to ball though. And tapping it towards the boundary line was Olsen. The umpire said, throw it in. If that ain't deliberate, I'm not sure what is, Box.
Yeah, it was pretty clear deliberate from here. The big mover for me, for Moe, is Blazer. So early in this quarter, he's been one of those ones that have really started to steer the ship forward.
Boundary throw in. Stevens does the ruck duties with the big fella Harris. Comes straight down the middle. Here's Baldy. Underground handball. Ferrado's been very good in the clinches. Gave it to Morrow. His kick was smothered. Did put a shepherd on for Blazer and then got gang tackle, pushed in the back. It was there.
No, he's caught holding the ball, hasn't he?
No, free kick in the back. Blazer
Okay.
will get the free kick. And he wasn't happy with it either. And just let his Drouin opponent know, Clayton Kingy, about that one. And Blazer gets up and he's outside 50. He'll walk back to about 60 metres out from goal. I think he's too far out. He decides to basketball it around the top of the 50. Stanlake's the first one. They do it again. They come to Biffin. They're at the top of the 50. Handball off. This is Van Dyke. Unloads from 55. Has it got the carry? And Scott Van Dyke points to the can bar and says, I'll do it from the half-back flank.
Yeah, just that little bit of class is just starting to rise to the top. And it was well played there by the Moe side, just to get the ball moving real quick. Van Dyke's momentum kick is a beautiful kick anyway, but just outside 50, he's just let rip and said, thank you very much.
And that takes the margin out to equal match high, 15 points. It was that after that first goal at the 1 minute mark this quarter. Moe 5-10-40, Drouin 4-1-25. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. We've played 16 minutes into this third quarter.
Paul, what's Blazer's numbers this quarter so far?
He's the handball there. 7 this quarter, table 18.
He's been pretty good, hasn't he? Morrow got the tap now. Can they win the centre break? They can. First player there is going to be that player, Seppi. Goes inside forward 50. You need a favourable bounce. Big Simon Harris. He's beaten the ball by his Drouin opponent. He holds Hancock in as best he can. And eventually they find the boundary line inside their forward 50. Good smother. And they're 30 metres from home. Home being the Moe goals to the right of your radio. The home side lead by 15 points. 17 minutes gone, third quarter. Ball to be thrown back in. Harris to contest the ruck. He wins the ruck. Can't find a teammate at ground level, and Drew clear the defensive 50.
Yeah, Hancock it was again. He's been good and solid down back. The ball's on the wing area, far side of the ground here at Moe. And no, lots of numbers around this pack. The umpires let it go for a little while, and then we'll call my ball. 17 and a half minutes gone, 15-point margin.
Yeah, Hancock's been fantastic. He's pretty close to best on ground for Drouin at the moment, just closely followed by Morris.
And Morrow was there for the Lions to take the ruck duties, trying to burst his way through with Seppi, another stoppage.
Surprised you haven't got stuck into that rocky road that's sitting straight there in front of you there, Scudman. You're good on the fangs. I'm surprised it's still sitting
On a diet. The holding the ball decision will go Drouin's way, and it looks to be McFan.
Would that be a seafood diet?
Yep. It is, yep. Pescatarian. As he goes out wide and found a teammate out there. Looks to be Charlie Wands. He's on his half-back flank. He's got a little bit of options. McCallum presents for him. Decides to go short. And he finds Clayton Kingy on the wing area. They just want to hold on to the football now, do Drouin. Slow things up a fraction. As we said, the margin's out to a game high, 15 points at the moment. You kick out wide. Nicely done to Charlie Wands.
They just tighten the game up a little bit now, Moe. They're just sort of trying to back the Drouin now with that pressure. They're forcing them to make the mistake just like they did then.
Yeah, that was a mistake. The turnover came and Tyson Biffin had the intercept mark, half-back flank.
Yeah, just got to make sure they can force the error. Then win the ball back. They're good with the ball, Moe, so just get the ball back in your hands.
So Stanlake takes the ball, plays on quickly for Moe, goes towards the half-forward flank, puts in the back, free kick.
It was there.
You're allowed to hold your
It was
ground.
there.
You can hold
that tunneled him.
Didn't extend the arms, boxer.
You got to open
Free
your
kick
eyes a
will
little
go
bit.
Moe's way, goes inside the corridor. The kick's not great though, but making something out of nothing with Cox Edge. He goes inboard, feeds it off to Morrow, who handballs quickly to Van Dyke, the man who kicked magnificent goal just a few minutes ago, and now back to Stanlake, the man who started it all just a moment ago, to Seppi. And that left leg dances around one. That deadly left foot goes, He went searching for Salter. Salter left it for what he thought was a teammate, turned out to be an opponent, and now Drouin from defence go towards centre half forward with a one-on-one contest.
Yeah, Collins kicked in that direction. Biffin was there. Here's Van Dyke again. He got a handball away to Seppi. He's really good explosive from the stoppage. Got it out wide now to Rock. Lowers the eyes, inside forward 50, and goes to Harris, who takes the mark. He's been a good target. And I was just thinking before that that's the difference you get when you've got Kelty, Harris and Jacks in that forward line. It's nice and open.
And you've got a player like Rock who didn't blaze away. He knew you could see Harris on the move and put the ball in the perfect spot.
So 45-degree angle, 40 metres out for goal. Harris, no breeze, should put this through and does. Straight through the middle, and the margin's out. Another game high. It's out to 21.
Spot on, Scud. They've got the firepower. It's just up to their midfield now, who are starting to really. That arm wrestle's going their way, and Seppi's been led by Seppi and Blazer this quarter. And if you get the ball inside 50 to your big timber, they're going to kick the goals eventually.
It's a 21-point margin in Moe's favour, 20-minute mark of the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard reading Moe 6-10-46 to Drouin 4-1-25.
All right, let's see how much Drouin have got left in the dying minutes of this third quarter. They've hung on courageously for most of the day against the odds. They've made a game and a half of it. Pretty good performance. Even in trailing at this stage, Murray gets the tap down, free kick behind play will go Moe's way, and it will be Seppi who has the ball. Number 37, left foot that can be deadly. No, dances around so beautifully, and then on that left leg, kicks to the advantage as he of, I reckon that's Jack who's beaten the ball. I reckon the boundary might get this one too. Yeah, it eats it up right at the intersection of forward 50 and boundary line, right-hand side of the ground, go towards goals.
Probably his only blemish then, Poppy. It was unseppi-like, that one.
It was, very true. Thrown back in, back of the pack, drawn first there, nicely done. Wood provides the contest. Oh, he got the numbers, dancing through with the players spoke of. Seppi back to Wood, left leg round the body. He took a screamer in second quarter. Can he kick a miraculous goal in the third?
Bang.
He can't, but guess who can? This bloke can. Declan Kelty kicks his first of the afternoon, or is it his second? I tell you what, it's two for Kelty.
Yeah, it was a good one-on-one contest in the goal square there. Tommy Long had his hands full with. I just couldn't pick up who the Drouin opponent was, but Kelty's been a good move there by Lachlan Sim to get him forward, and to just give them that little bit of spark that they needed.
And that's now a 27-point margin at the 22-minute mark of the third quarter. Moe 7-10-52 to Drouin 4-1-25. And that's on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. And this quarter, Moe from set shots 3 goals 1. Up until half-time, it was 2 goals 8.
Yeah, absolutely. They kicked 4 goals in a row this for the last little bit here, and they go again. This time it's Blazer who comes out of the middle, and nicely done to Tommy Long. And Long has it. The mark's right on 52 metres. It's going to be a long monster kick. I don't think he's got the distance. Kelty was there. Didn't go to him. Now he goes to the leading target. This time it's Harris, is it? Or the big fella, Jax. It's Jax on this occasion. And sliding low, taking the mark. 45 metres out from goal.
Yeah, Scud, I was watching Jackson. I just wanted to see what he was going to do in this situation because Long was just holding the ball up, waiting for that right lead to come. I think he led 3 or 4 times, Jax, before he pushed forward, and he had to really stretch for the mark. I'm surprised he didn't find his head in the dirt.
Slip-slide.
It was very slip-slide, so let's hope now he can finish it off.
Well, he's got a couple this afternoon. He's the second multiple goal scorer after Kelty got the last one. He's got 2. He'll kick it from about 48 metres. Right foot on its way. Comes back nicely through the middle. Now the margin's extending. This is what we thought Moe would do to him today.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, and we've spoken about it with Blazer and Seppi, those 2 players in the midfield, they've really added that spark that they needed with Stanley off the half-back line. They've really started to get that ball inside 50, and this time they're finishing off the goals instead of points that they really needed.
And Christian Jackson's third goal takes Moe to 8-10-58, a 33-point lead over Drouin, 4-1-25, McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
So Harris back in the centre to contest the ruck for Moe. He'll be doing it against the big fella Bethune for Drouin. When I say big, he's probably only 6'2", but he's got a leap, not as much as he required because Harris got over the top of him. Bottom of the pack was the player that Boxer just mentioned, Seppi, who's been busy.
Papa
Seppi, and he's been very good.
Oh, Papa Giuseppe.
And Harris gets another tap forward. Can he find a teammate now? No, he can't. Not first time anyway. Coming through nicely, Blazer kicks to the advantage of
Long.
Long, is it? Yep, Long it is. He dances quickly. Kicks from 50. Kick smothered. Dances down. Jax Gibbs. Here we go now. Long butters up. Right foot kick around the body. Didn't quite work. And a play on the full. 10 metres from the behind post. Grandstand side. Drouin will take the free kick. They trail by 33 points.
Yeah, I think Long wanted that. He turned to give, and he had nothing there really to give to, so he was in 2 minds, and he got that kick off.
So Hancock has it. Plays on. Kelty put a smother on. Now they're in all sorts of trouble. Top of the square it goes. Morrow got ripped down when he didn't have the football. Well, take your hat off, Declan Kelty. That's going to be your goal. Morrow will be the one who will kick it through, but Kelty's extra effort to smother. That was fantastic.
Was it Kelty? I thought it was
It was Kelty. No, it was Kelty,
okay.
Yep.
So Ben Morrow directly in front. The margin's out to 33 points. They've got their goal-kicking power on now. And Morrow comes in. He should run straight to Kelty if he puts it through. It goes through the middle. Well, he points to the can bar. There was someone up there said you don't kick goals. And Morrow said, get stuff. Yes, I do.
And he did tell the can bar as well. But, yeah, it was a good goal. Kelty again, that move of him forward continues to pay off. I think he's been involved in probably 3 or 4 goals this quarter.
Yep.
And it's a 39-point lead to Moe. We've played 25 minutes into the third quarter, and the last 4 inside 50s for Moe have been goals. 9-10-64 Moe on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Drouin 4-1-25.
Here we go again, Harris. He'll do the work this time against Matt Stevens. Ground level, usually a hard-fought contest, but all of a sudden Moe have lifted the bar behind play. Blazer runs into an opposition player in. Now it's Sim. Nicely done. On the end of it is Long. He's been busy, presenting well this quarter. Leads on again. Can he find Harris? He can't. Out the back of the pack. Sim leads. No, can't find that player. Nicely done by Hancock. Defensive 50. The kick all of 60 metres back of the play was Stanlake. Cleverly tapped it to his advantage and then played for the free kick.
Yep.
It was there. He gets the free kick and goes inboard. Nicely done towards McLeod. And he dances down the corridor. Oh, not sure it's the right play. When searching for Blazer, beaten to the ball by Wands. He feeds it off, and under pressure was McFan. His kick will not find the teammate he was looking for. It'll spill over the boundary line, pretty much to in front of our TRFM commentary position. Centre of the grandstand wing. It'll be a boundary throw in 26 3/4 minutes gone. Moe 9-10. Drouin 4 goals 1.
That's 39 points on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard from the stoppage. Blazer trying to get it to McLeod. He does so in the end. McFan chased and pressured, but he got his kick away. Goes inside forward 50 now again for the Lions. Woods there, tries to stop and prop.
stand up in the tackling. He does that just nicely. Handball to some open space. Here's Parado. Won it. Got rid of the headpiece. Got tackled. Holding the ball, you'd think. The umpire said yes. Salter's free kick.
Just the work of the little players of Moe have really picked up this third quarter with Sim and Jacob Wood this quarter.
So Salter goes inboard to Morris. Goes in further to centre half forward. Nicely done to right. Sweeping handball over the top. They go. This time it was Wands. Inside forward 50. Stanlake back with a flight. Takes a nice mark. Gutsy, courageous. Didn't know what was coming. And then he kicked the ground. And it stopped about 15 metres away, but Biffin was up to the task to win it. Kicked it out wide towards Baldy. Does he look for the boundary? No, he keeps it in on this occasion. Big don't argue tackle there from Tommy Long. Drives it to hard centre of the ground. Numbers in favour of the Lions. This time at Ferrado. Gave it to Blazer. An open forward line. It's 4 players inside top the 50. One of those is Jack's. They both go to ground. Jack sits on his opponent. And the umpire says, bye ball. 28 minutes gone. Margin's out to 39 now.
Apart from that kick in the dirt, Stanlake has been the best backman for Moe all day. He continues just to cut the ball off. His intercept marks have been fantastic.
Been very good as Matt Stevens gets a thumb forward and gains 3 or 4 metres.
James plays at 12 disposals this quarter, including 4 centre clearances.
Well, Tim Hancock has been great for the Hawks. He clears it out his defensive area for Morris. Comes inboard on the 45 and found Stevens, who got upended in the end by the strong bullocking Jacob Wood.
Scudman just around the grounds quickly for Harvey Norman Furniture. The Cats 7-2-44. They lead the Suns 4-8-32. And the Hawks, they are trailing the Carlton by 13 points.
Stevens wobbles one to half forward. No real target there. Head over the football with Maslin. Free kick. Going away the line. So from right half-back flank. Maslin has the kick. Kenny Maslin goes inboard. Player that Nick mentioned, Mitch Stanlake. Well, the kick's a bit sloppy again, but it kicks to the advantage, and that's the main thing, I guess, of his teammate Tommy Long. Left half forward flank. Sim goes in to lend a hand. Dances on the top of a drawn opponent. Can't get the ball. Yes, second effort he can. Nicely done. But all players are beaten with the ball by the boundary.
I think what's actually worked too for Moe is just the move of Long up to a half forward line as well. Just give them that option, that lead-up option. He's so quick and good overhead this quarter as well.
Tell you what has worked. That's Yellow Balloon.
That's great, isn't it?
It's been. I want to hear the story behind it at the end of the game. It certainly worked for you, Boxer. You've been on fire today for Carpet Country. As the siren sounds for three-quarter time, and it was one-way street. Well, we only had 4 goals kicked in a half of football, and in that quarter, I can't add up. There's too many of them. They kicked Moe 9 goals, 10, 64, and they lead it now by 59 points. 4 goals, 1. For Drouin at 25, good corner for the Lions. They needed to get something going, and they certainly did. You're listening to GIPPSLAND live on Power FM. That's 3 in the book. We've got 1 to go. It's all thanks to Harvey Norman.
Winner is Eddie Morris on 20 disposals, 13 to Reece Salter, 15 Clayton Kinney, 11 Cam McFan, and 10 Todd Beck.
All right, final quarter for Harvey Norman Computers this afternoon. It's 39 points the margin. Drouin got anything left, Box?
They've got to finish the way they started, I think. If they can just win this quarter, they can really well hold their heads up high.
It was always going to be the case when there was 9 goals kicked in the quarter. It was always going to be Moe's way, wasn't it? Here's Rob Popplestone. Here we go. Harris moves the ball forward. Nicely fought out. Was tempting. Could he get it out? He couldn't. In fact, dropping the ball. So the first kick forward will go to Eddie Morris from Drouin. And they'll be looking to keep this score respectable. They did a good job for the first 60 minutes. They let go of the Tiger the Lion in this case, in that third quarter. And the margin is probably a match 21, would consider, as Stanlake from the half-back flank goes searching for a teammate with the handball. He can't find that player. So on the outer side of the ground, left half forward flank for Drouin, there'll be a boundary throw-in.
If I was thinking from Drouin, the coach, I'll be making sure that we just got a little bit tighter on Mitch Stanlake.
Harris got the tap out. Good work there by Seppi. Bursting through the stoppage. Got boot to ball. Kilty in the front spot. It's been a master stroke by Coach Sim, who moved him from centre half back to centre half forward. He kicks it inside forward 50. The target was Big Morrow. Front and square there is Prestige. Comes through. Kick off the ground from the Grua defender. Didn't go too far because Long
pickpocketed, did a big sweeping U-turn, and then hit up the target in Rock, who dropped the mark that he should have taken. Kilty picked it up. He got tackled quickly by a teammate, an opposition player in Kingy, and we'll have a stop in top of the 50.
He may have lost that in the sun, I reckon. That's the only excuse I can find for him. It's starting to set just behind you, Nick. I know you couldn't find it. The ball now inside forward 50.
He lost the sun, has he?
The rainbow sun.
40 metres from home. Seppi fighting hard again, like the game he's played today.
He's been really good.
Boxer has pointed out, exactly right. 40 metres out from Moe's goal, directly in front. There'll be a ball up. The home side leading by 39 points. Morrow tried to reel it in, taken without the ball. The umpire fell for the 3-card trick. As the player went down, the Moe player went down. That was
Blazer. Yep.
Blazer held his opponent's arm to his own chest and put the other arm up in the air to say, look up. And the umpire said, I believe you, Blaze.
He played how many games he played? 200 plus.
Yep. What's the ageing body like, though, from 49 metres, you think, Box?
I'll back him in.
Yeah,
he's had a good afternoon so far.
He'll run as far as he can into that man on the mark, and he'll kick from 47. And I tell you what, off the boot it looks okay. He wouldn't have wanted an inch further though. It was offline. Searching for distance, so another behind for the home side.
For the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard, we've played 2.5 minutes in the last quarter. 9-11-65 Moe, 40-point lead over Drouin, 4-1-25.
McKellar has it. Just rolls out of the box. Plays on. Found a target in Salter.
I just don't understand. A lot of sides don't take that advantage when you can actually play on. Why chip it inside your 50 when you can get it up the line and work the ball that way?
Salter, he squared it across to Hancock. Now this might work out for him. They've got it to the wing area. Kingy, the kick goes backwards. It was going to work, and now it might come back inside forward 50, although they work hard to the Hawks, and Salter took on a tackler and got pinged for holding the ball, and Jacob Woods was the one.
Looks like that fire's gone out over the back here at Moe South. We had a fire going. The smoke would smell a little bit unusual.
As Kelty comes out, cops one high, and he wins the free kick. Boxer, you happy with that one, were you?
Yeah.
Bob's just got his head out the window, sucking in the smoke that's coming past his commentary position.
We can't assume what was being burnt over the back there, Boxer.
No, it was just plastic. Someone's burning off some plastic.
Right.
Recycling.
Okay. Like a green tree of some sort with that black smoke going up. But anyway,
He took off his microphone and said to me, hey man, is that a unicorn?
Right, well, it's an akimbo.
Riding on the rainbow.
It's an akimbo.
Here we go. Declan Kelty, he's kicked two, one in the second, one in the third. Could it be one in the final quarter? He pulls it to the left, I reckon. Yeah, you're right. Another minor score, 4 minutes in to this final quarter. It's all Moe. Not as accurate as I'd like to be, Paul Carter.
Taking Moe to 9-12-66, Drouin 4-1-25, 4 minutes last quarter. Harvey Norman computer scoreboard.
Ed Morris has it.
What I like about Moe's squad too is Moe Drouin. They're just prepared to use the ball, take some risks as well.
Well, that nice little kick found Salter. On the half back flank, goes towards the wing area. Front spot with Reese, couldn't mark it, over the back it goes. Here's the run of Wright, shifted inside forward 50 to the big fella Stevens. Can't mark his second effort with those days. Puts Griffin under a little bit of pressure. Squeeze the handle over the back. Reese got slung around in a tackle. Baldy dropped the mark, he had time. Gives it to Maslin. And the last line, nice little side step does well. Kicks it towards Griffin, couldn't mark it. He had some teammate with some support as well. Stanley was one of those. Handball's back now. This one to Reese. Kicks it out towards Kelty and behind him. And Kelty will chip it over the top to Long. Spoiling though nicely there was Charlie Warren coming to help out. Look, Hancock. Handball to no one in particular. Morris was there but quickly got tackled by Long. And we'll see a ball up right on the wing area in front of the social rooms here at Moe, who's been absolutely packed this afternoon with the sponsors luncheon. They lead it by 41 points.
So stand like that much space.
It's a bit of an insult, isn't it, really? And he took advantage of it. They're trying to take advantage of this contest. Blazer hands over the ball and gets another handball away. He does, but under pressure can't find a teammate again. There'll be a boundary throw in. Grandstand side, centre wing. Moe kicking to the scoreboard end and leading by 41 points as we approach the 6-minute mark of this final quarter. Ball to be thrown back in. Harris to do the ruck work for the home side. Nicely done though. Drouin get the tap. Seppi been busy, fighting hard. Just as the ball spills out to the advantage of Parado, the umpire says that I'll have a piece of the pie. And he Balls it up again. Harris gets a tap again. They've been dominating in the ruck. In fact, as you heard Paul Carter at half-time, they've been dominating most areas of the game except the scoreboard up until three-quarter time. And now the Moe side start to stride out through Maslin. Over the top they go towards McLeod. Takes it, draws a player, gives it off, and here we go. That's him from inside the square. Goes long to Jack. Nice leg, done it a few times. Well done, Harry boy. You've done very well. And Jack marks on worse than a 45-degree angle. He'll kick from about 35 metres. And he has to be able to score too many from this sort of angle today. He's had 3 or 4 opportunities. But when you're hot, you're hot. And I reckon just at the moment, he's hot. So
Moe's smaller players have really lifted Sim as well. Like he's winning the ball ground level, but his ball use has been fantastic. He just needs to finish his off now, Jack.
Here we go. So Jack's, he's got 3 today. Got the opportunity to bring up his 4th off the boot. Looks like it went right, and it did. Did it hit him right upright? I see that correct. It did, yeah. So point for Moe again. 7 minutes in.
Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. Your premium Optus dealer receives $600 Harvey Norman gift card.
42-point lead to Moe, 9-13, 57 to 125.
We've got a couple of A-grade netball scores too, Scud, just around the grounds there too. Morwell 59, they defeated Maffra 26, and Traralgon, they 53, they defeated Sale 38.
Well, Moe about to reload and go inside forward 50 again though, but it was picked off by McCullough, who has been good for the Drouin side this afternoon. His short little kick finds a teammate. It might even be the captain in Reece Salter, and it is. He kicks it towards the wing area. No one can mark it. Ball at ground level. Great pick up by Ferrado. Handball backwards there to Harris. Got it out further afield and wider it was to McLeod. Now he comes in ball with a kick. Kelty's got a couple of feet. Brings it to front and square. Jacob Wood was the first one. Gave a handball off to Morrow. He gave it back now to Sim. He goes further by hand to Van Dyke. He's under pressure. Kick got smothered. Hold the footy. Advantage will be paid and Drouin will clear it out of there. They get it to half forward. Over the back mark. Too good by Charlie Rennett.
Scud, I get confused with that rule. If you can bump him off the ball, it's still holding the ball. When they go to kick, I don't understand that rule.
Incorrect disposal, I think you might have found that one. I don't think he kicked it. Yeah, but possibly.
It's a bump.
Yeah, right.
Not a tackle.
Cox edge towards right half forward flank he goes now. Got a teammate with a little bit of room to move. I reckon that could be Ferrado, and I reckon it could be because that's the player that Scud's pointing to in my peripheral vision. Inside forward 50, peripheral. Being able to see sideways. That's the boxer. Ball top of the square now, punched out the back. And it's Drouin that have the run of the play. Looks inboard, the player with the ball in Miller. Can he find a teammate? He can. And it's his ruckman in Collins.
Comes further afield where Hancock steps around Morrow. Keeps it towards the wing area, and it's all Moe back there. Tyson Biffin will mark unopposed. Slows it down, chips into the middle of the ground. McLeod goes with one hand, had plenty of time with the flight. And he's got one further out in the wide. Open spaces of Ted Summit and reserve at Stanlake. They go to the fat side. Here's Kelty in front. And with those long arms extended was too good for Miller.
It's been a good option down there, hasn't
He certainly has. He played forward at AFL and VFL level, so you'd expect to be pretty handy.
I think the luxury that Moe have too, and it's a great one to have, you've got Harris, Morrow, it's Mitch Stanlake, Maslin down back. You've got the luxury, you can swing him forward and you can still have that coverage down back.
He's been super this afternoon as Declan. And he'll come in, look for his 3rd goal. And that's been the change, hasn't it? That move from him going forward halfway through that second quarter really started to get things going for the Lions. And since then, well, they've piled on the goals. 42 points they lead by. That was a shocker, though. And spoiled out of bounds.
That looks like a tired kick to me, Scud. He even looks, he's holding the head up there too. I think he's really stuck it in the air at the moment.
I reckon if you look at the angle of the shadows, he's probably looking for the sun from here too.
Don't talk about the sun. Boxer got burnt this afternoon, beaming in on his bald head.
Ball thrown back in now. Drouin, back of the pack. Nicely done. Hancock clears the area with a 75-metre spiral puck that starts to threaten the half-forward line. He kicked it from defensive 50, mind you. Back of the pack, Stanlake, kick smothered, nicely done. Quick kick forward. It was by Jolly, who found the boundary because that was probably his only option under pressure. The umpire says there'll be no free kick there. In fact, they haven't paid one of those today whatsoever. Despite some dubious kicks towards the safety of the boundary.
Just a quick AFL score, boys. Thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. The Cats 11-4-70. They lead the Suns 5-8-38. And the final score there, Carlton were 23-point winners over the Hawks.
Kingy attacked it hard at centre wing area and then cleaned up Jackson. Sim wants to go on with it and Kingy decides to duck, and they're not happy with Clayton Kingy. In the meantime, the fight continues on. They're in the interchange steward box. Jackson pops up. He's fine. There's nothing wrong with him. And he quickly played on. You watch the fight, boys, because Scott Van Dyke has it in the centre of the ground. Steps around one. Goes inside forward 50 to Kelty, who can take the mark. I can come back to the fight. There's jumpers being torn everywhere. Sim's on the ground. And Clayton Kingy's just about to get up. They're not happy with McLeod either.
I love Sim's aggression like that. Just to look after your teammate. Pepper and spice, I'm going to call him from now on. That's awesome.
Well, Kingy and Sim went at it right in front of the interchange box. Meanwhile, the ball's been transferred to forward 50, where Declan Kelty has another shot. Now, Seppi's having another crack at Clayton Kingy, and a few more might go to him in a minute as well. Umpire's right there. Meanwhile, Kelty comes back and puts it straight through the middle, and the boys can resume their dust-up duties on the half-forward flank.
Young Harry just needs to let it go now.
I mean, he's made his point. Just 2 minutes prior to that, he nearly tunnelled the player himself, which is questionable out there. But the Drouin players let it go. He's made his point. His littlest play on the ground, and usually, like little dogs, they get ahead of themselves. I don't mind them having a go, but, you know, that's enough now. You'll cost your side and you'll cost yourself if you get a suspension.
And Kelty's got his third goal at the 12-minute mark of the final quarter. Moe out to a 48-point lead on the Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard, 10-13-73 to Drouin's 4-1-25.
And Christian Jacks was fine. He popped up straight away and took the free kick. And the fight continued. He drove it into the middle of the ground.
That's my point. You let it be known you're not happy, but then you move on.
Exactly right. Ball's back to the middle. Morrow was in there, tapped it forward. Wright tries to win it for the Hawks. Here's Morris, handballs over the back. Couldn't quite find his teammate there in Salter. And Wright was wrapped up from a Seppi tackle. Another stoppage. Just forward to centre. Still in the centre square, though, for the attacking Lions.
There you go, Harris out the back, being dominant, as we've mentioned a few times. Bottom of the pack this time is Prestige, but couldn't get clear air, taken the ground.
So they're still playing the spare man back. Hancock's still spare, but Moe has a spare as well on their back.
So there's a little bit of feeling being into this game. In fact, the play's been pretty fair. It's been hard, it's been tough, there's not much room to move, but all day she's been pretty honest. I think frustration now has caused Drouin to push the boundaries of fairness. Inside the centre square, with Drouin leading by some 48 points, that's 8 goals neat. Up on it to 10 goals, 13 at the 14-minute mark of this final quarter.
Just checking what my tip was.
And there's a ball up to take place. You said 45. You're the closest to date. We're only 2 goals away from Boxer being the closest.
Very good.
As the ball comes grandstand side, the pressure's on both these boys. I'm way off. Here we go, Drouin. They might even close the margin. No, inside forward 50. Oh, you've got the numbers. Nicely done. Good handball. Cross edge tomorrow. Left-hand handball. The player there with the ball is Boldy. He's got to run it down the outer side. Guess who? Mid-stand late, as has been the case on numerous occasions. The kick needs to be better than what it was. Looks okay, but outnumbered with Jack. And now Drouin have got the chance to ease some pressure. They give ground. They keep possession. They go boundary side. And here we go over the top to create some space. It might fall into the arms of Moe, or will it? Good contest, and Drouin, wow, under pressure, spat one out that he shouldn't have. He'll get a second opportunity though, Will Salter, and he'll go towards left half forward flank, where a good strong mark has been taken by Kelty. He's kicking goals and stopping them.
Yep.
He's done well and played on quickly.
Yeah, he got it to Biffin. The handball though didn't quite hit the target. Trying to work out something out of there with Fraser. Just coughed the handball up though as Prestige came the other way. And Drouin worked something out. The ball's inside their forward 50. They're desperate out down there. So's Moe to wrap things up, and the umpire will ball it up. 15 and a half minutes gone. Final quarter here for Harvey Norman Computers, and it's 48 points the margin.
It's players like Prestige, Rock, Sin, those mid-sized players that have really got Moe back into this game.
Well, back there was Kelty again. He's had a big afternoon. Gave it to Sim. The run comes now from Van Dyke. Gets it out wide. Here's Parado, who has been very good for Gippsland Isuzu this afternoon. Kick towards the wing area. Tommy Long has it.
Far side of the ground. Sun setting here at Ted Summerton Reserve. Fox has seen a rainbow and he saw the sun earlier on this afternoon. He's had a couple of big fortnights. As that kick goes towards the top of the 50, Jacks goes to ground. Big spoil. Although front and square there was Baldy to kick around his body. It's an open forward line. Here's Prestige. There's a tip for him.
no.
He kicks it off the ground. No way. No chance. Minor score.
Margin out to 49 points in Moe's favour, 16 and a half minutes played in the final quarter. Halving on the computer scoreboard, Moe in 4
Ball being brought back into play, but kicking the ball off the ground and out of play on the ball was Blake McKinney.
No, I think Hancock just grabbed hold of Jacob Wood and was holding him.
All right, prior to that, well done. Kingsey's still having a go at King. I'm not sure why. Your side's up by 10 goals. Anyway, let that one go. As the ball goes in forward, it spills over the boundary line. It's a couple of metres from Moe's goal. Underneath the scoreboard to reach 10-14 before 1.
Just with Drouin playing Hancock spare, Moe prepared to just have their spare man and then free up Stanlake, hence why Stanlake's been really prominent in the game.
Drouin relieves the pressure for the moment, gets it outside their 50, but Kelty off the back of this pack will win it and nicely kicked to Wood. He can square things up. We've got numbers everywhere. Van Dyke's there. Go inboard, screaming for it was Rock. He decided to go lateral to Stanlake and in the end Rock gets it. So that was great work by Rock to stay involved. He didn't get the first one, which he should have got. And then eventually he went to Stanlake and then Rock got it in the end. Boxer?
Yeah, it was a good setup. Like, when you can run off your half-back line like that, he's done it all afternoon, Stanlake. The thing about Stanlake is that most of his possessions have been clean and they've been able to get him inside 50 and put him in this position.
So Lachlan Rock directly in front and he's missed it. Another minor score. 15 points on a day like today, Paul Carter.
And that's a neat 50-point margin for Moe. They are 10-15-75 to win 4-1-25. Harvey Norman, computer scoreboard, 18-minute mark final score.
And they spit it out again to Drouin. They spit it up and falls in the arms of Aslan. Goes towards the grandstand side underneath the scoreboard, looking for the big fella in Jacks, who's kicked 3, one in each of the first 3 quarters, getting evened out with a goal in the fourth. He's got probably better than a handful of minutes to do it. Prior to the game. Nicely done. Ball's at the back. Well done. Ting round the corner. Didn't hit the ball as cleanly as he would have liked, but it gained valuable meterage within about 5 metres of goals before it spills out over the boundary line again, about 30 metres in the end from goal.
Yeah, what I was looking for then, just through the scores from the last couple of weeks, Moe kicked 12-10 last week. I'm sure against Bairnsdale they were inaccurate as well. They kicked 14-16, Paul, I just can't remember. So maybe it is that little bit of a hit that he's got in front of goals that continues on today as well.
Scores just for 11-10, 9-15, 17-21.
Wow.
And 15-17 against Warragul, and then 12-10.
Tell you what, for Boxer, for Carpet Country, helping dreams become a reality.
That yellow balloon's doing wonders.
Yeah, you have had one of the best days going around. I'll give my 3 votes for you this afternoon, Nick Latuno. Finish off strong, and I reckon you haven't put a word wrong today. You have been absolutely sensational.
Turn that yellow balloon into a giraffe after the game to get 3 votes.
As they go forward again under the Lions, and they get a late one here. 20 minutes of ticks over in the final quarter. Working hard there with Rock, squeeze the handle across the Prestige, goes in board. They got a target? No, it lands on the ground there. Sim handles across. Jacob Wood took on the tackler. Squeeze the handball out the back to Baldy. He's under a bit of pressure. They go backwards. Van Dyke knows to find a target and they can raffle it. Scott Van Dyke, great vision, great unselfish play, and he finds Lachlan Rock.
It was those smalls of Moe. You know, they just shared the ball around. Once Kit and Baldy got it, he used it well and they squared it back, play a little bit of basketball inside 50, and here they have another chance to set a goal.
Well, I tell you what, he's a much better kick than what his old man is, and Lachlan will come in. He's better than Steve, no doubt. He needs to put this through, though. He's from 40 metres out, sliding angle. This time he puts it through the middle, straight over the goal umpire's head. And the margin's now out to 56 points. It's pushing on that 10-goal margin. Doctor?
We're getting close to that 60-point mark today, I predicted, but yeah, look, you know, right onto a gallant Drouin so far, but Moe's got that fast to come to the
come to the party towards the second half and we'll put ourselves in a better position.
As Darryl said, about 56 points, 21-minute mark of the final quarter. The Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard reading Moe 11-15, 81, Drouin 4-1-25.
Boxer lets go of the balloon and stuffs up a couple of words.
Here we go now. He's in a bit of bother. That's a story for pre-game next week. We'll take you through the trials and tribulations of Boxer. All I'll say is stay tuned. You think you've had a bad injury? Let me tell you about Boxer next week. Left foot kick by Harris. Goes towards Long at left half forward flank. And picked up nicely it was by Caddy. He goes inboard, finds a teammate in right. Comes grandstand side, yep, finds Beck. He's got time to also settle and find his teammate in Jolly. They've been pretty clean for most of the day, to be honest. As Boxer said, fought pretty courageously. In the end, they've just come up short, both in star power and the ability to run games out. But I tell you what, they've surprised a few today. I tell you, their first half would rank with some of the best sides in the competition, to be honest.
Yep.
And you can see why they've won their last couple of games in that opening 60 minutes. But as time went on, Moe have shown exactly why they're the premiership favourites, because they didn't panic, even though they had every right to. They've settled, and as this game has gone further and further, they've opened it up and started to pepper away at that scoreboard and started to be a bit more accurate.
56 points is what it sits at the moment. Front spot was Harris. There's Grady Coxedge who wins it and then kicks short over the top of Roxhead. Miller does well, had his hand held. Reeves won it and gave it to the running Coxedge. Inside forward 50 they go, over the top of Moe's head. Here's Jack, does it sit for him? He does, but he's got tackled immediately. He can squeeze the handle out, there's no Moe players there. McCallum is though for the Hawks. Picks it up, handballs out to a teammate in Fraser, close to the boundary line, and just threw it towards the boundary line. As Reese put on the tackle, he asked the question, and the umpire said, I don't pay these today, they're going to ball it in. 23 minutes gone, final quarter.
Actually, right onto the umpire. He could have actually gone the other way, and we just said, nah, it's been a long afternoon, I'll give you that one.
The ball thrown back in. Morrow tries to scoop it out with the left arm, hand after competing in the ruck for it. Wood comes in, lends a hand. D is for Dolphin, is the next card that I'll be reading out.
Wow.
Now Boxers having a go at you, Poppy. The look and moon activity Boxers coming your way.
There you go, buddy. There you go.
Ball thrown back into the centre. Good work.
We've got E for a kid name here.
Simon Harris. Thank you. For those that are just tuning in, wondering what the heck's going on, Boxer brought a activity pack that lets you understand the letters and what they stand for.
Just the alphabet.
It was just the alphabet, but we're going to start off small, but all of a sudden that's been passed on to me. As Mick Stanley gets the ball, goes inboard, nice confident kick around the body. Really neat, sweet find Sperado from 60 metres out.
Oh, he's confident. Hold up.
He'll just kick to the top of the square. Jax is the bloke that's going to defeat. Takes a couple of short opponents out in the way. Gives away the free kick.
Hancock again. He stood his ground. He's been in an easy target all afternoon, and he's just
Clearly their best, though.
him and Morris, yeah, but definitely he'd be just the best player.
Well, the kick out went across the face of the goals and turned over. Long gave it across the top edge, kicks around the body and puts it through. And Boxer, I think you might have the margin at 62 points now, 25 minutes gone, final quarter.
When you're
hot, you're hot.
And when you're hot, you're not. So I'll take it today. And look, I think if they can finish off with a couple more, I think Lachlan, Sim, even though they didn't start as well as he wanted to, they finished off the game really well.
It's a 62-point margin now for Moe at the 25-minute mark of the final quarter, with the Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard reading Moe 12-15, 87, Drouin 4-1-25.
Ball's about to come back to the middle. Boxer's got a round the ground score for us.
Yeah, Moe, with not long to go there in the last quarter, 26-point leaders at the 25-minute mark, so there won't be much there as well. So Moe will get their first win of the 2021 season.
Well, you three were confident. I thought Mafra would flex their muscle. All of a sudden they've gone from bad to worse, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
This is talk about during the week.
Well, that is going to be the big story. How far will Mafra fall in 2021? As Drouin go forward, inside forward 50, gets over to the back. It's going to land in the hands of Clayton Kingy, and he puts it home. And does he look around for Harry Sim? No, I don't think he does.
I wouldn't either, but with the scoreboard the way it is. And I think it was a smart move by his brother just to get him away from the action and swing him forward. The game's late and has been rewarded with a much-deserved goal to the Drouin side for the afternoon.
And it takes Drouin to 5-1-31 on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. Moe 12-15-87, 26 minutes played, final quarter.
Well, as we said, the Tigers get their first win of the season up at Maffra. We'll talk about that in our post-game, of course. We'll have one of the players from the Moe side up in the commentary box as well, have a chat to them in our post-game. We'll get you all the scores from around the leagues across Gippsland and the Valley, so stick with us. We've got 26 minutes have gone here on the final quarter. The margin, as we said, 56 points, and they go forward again. Ferrado's been good. Wobbler one inside forward 50. I think that had Hancock again. He's just sweeping it up. The old 1-2 handball with his captain. Ends up back in his hand. But the kick and finds the target it does in Stevie Wright on the wing area. Looks towards half forward. I was waiting for that one. Goes to centre half forward. Couldn't quite mark with Seppi. Here is Kelty. A bit of tunnel ball. Pops out towards the favour of Drouin. They stand up in the tackle. Can't go anywhere. And the umpire will say my ball. It was the young fella there in Simpson who kicked an absolute
That's the luxury of Moe. You know, they've taken Stanlake off. Kelty goes back and he just he's the soldier, the major, whatever you want to call him down back. He just keeps doing the right things.
Well, they shuffle the ball out. Working hard. The siren sounds as they go to ground. It was Trent Baldy fighting for it. But the siren sounded and it is a margin to the end of 56 points. It was 12 goals, 15, 87 at half-time. Now it's 2 goals, 9, if you don't mind, Moe. They certainly had a big second half, and Drouin finished on 5 goals, 131. It's been a big victory for the Moe Lions on their home deck. They remain undefeated, and they've got a big game coming up in a couple of weeks against Wonthaggi, which we will be calling. We'll get to that one in a moment in our post-game show. Thanks for your time. We've got a little bit to go here on a Saturday afternoon. The final quarter is all done and dusted. This one's in the book. 56-point margin in favour of Moe. It is all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland.
Hey, Tim and Joel.
Brush cutters and stump grinders to 50-ton excavators and 14-ton compactors to floor sanders and pressure cleaners, 125-foot boom